Thank you so much for sticking with us. We had a slight internet hiccup here at the Spellenspektakel gaming convention, but our players were so nice to wait with their game number 2, Ramon Allard on Boros Aggro versus Niels Kok on Mono Blue. So we will have our table spotter start that game as soon as possible for you, so we can enjoy some more round 7 action here at the Standard Open. So, like we said, unfortunately these players not in contention for top 8 anymore because we had a clean cut. But you have some information as how these, at least one of these, no, both of these players have sideboarded for their game number 2.
Definitely. No, we're being treated well here.
Yeah,
our backup staff is amazing. Ramon, he had 3 Pride of Conquerors and 1 Legion's Landing main that he took out, and he put in 3 Baffling Ends and 1 Settle. And the Baffling End is really great, just to make sure that you can get rid of that one creature with a Curious Obsession on it. But the card I really like is Settle the Wreckage. Having a Settle the Wreckage in against mono blue, they don't really expect that, I think, and it's just gonna wreck.
Wreck.
Yeah, there's going to be a wreckage if that hits. And being on the play makes it really great. So Niels is going to have to commit a lot to keep up the speed with Ramon's fast and low to the ground deck. And then when he least suspected, the cell is going to just absolutely blow him out of the water. I like it.
Well,
I'm a fan.
Let's hope he at least has a second land to play, but I already see a shock land or a clifftop retreat and a second copy of Plains in his hand. He did bring in those Baffling Ends, and he does also have a second copy of a Leonin Vanguard, even more 1-drops to play. But this one is also interesting, and I saw this in the Channel Fireball version of the Boros Aggro decks, the Ajani's. What's it called again? Pride Mage, yeah, that's it.
It's really interesting with the Leonin Vanguard, the combo.
Yeah.
Because even if the Vanguard is not going to attack, it's going to gain you a life and pump that at Pride Mage.
Yeah.
So Ramon Allard being very efficient with his mana. Next turn I see the Vanguard plus a Baffling End.
Oh yes.
If he wants to kill the Herald, if he doesn't want to kill the Herald and just want to go for the Benevolence Marshal, I can understand that as well. There's no counter spell to be had from Niels now, so that's gonna be a lot of damage coming in.
Oh yeah.
It really depends on what he's scared of. I don't think he's scared of anything because he's gonna truck right through Niels.
Oh yes.
Because Mono Blue is not well equipped to do this, and you see this with the passing of the turn without attacking.
Yeah.
This makes me really love the Banish Marshal play.
He also has that Banana Marshal. He's going to go for that Leonin Vanguard.
I would have loved the Marshal here because there was no way to counter it now with only 1 mana open.
No,
so
spell piece doesn't count creatures.
Yeah, so that makes a huge difference. And another advantage is that next turn you have the Baffling End in case you have a different target that you want to do.
Exactly.
Because you don't have to kill the Herald because your Bodyguard is 3/2. Yeah. Now the Herald can trade with the Bodyguard, and I'm happy with that line for Niels.
Yeah, exactly. So, interesting. What's this going to be? Oh, this is going to be a dive down. Okay, so he's even going to trade his Donner's Bodyguard with a dive down this turn. And what's he going to follow it up with? Is that a Sky March Aspirant, which he's going to follow it up with then? Yeah. His hand is kind of forced right now, and if he wanted to baffle End, didn't you want to do that pre-combat?
But he doesn't want to Baffling End.
No.
He just wants to play another creature. And next turn with the Banish Marshal, you can make sure that your creatures come through.
Yeah.
But now if you cast a Djinn, then it becomes troublesome because you kind of need to Baffling End that. But then the Aspirant cannot attack.
No.
So
I can understand it, but we mustn't forget that the Banalish Marshal is a creature itself. It can attack as well.
Yeah,
so you can spend 3 mana and put that thing onto the table, get your 2 creatures through, and make sure that you have a even larger attack force on the next turn. But because the creature count is the same.
And now you can attack with only 1 creature, the Pride Mate. Because it's now a 3/3. With the trigger from the Pride Mate, it's a 4/4. With the Marshal, it's a 5/5. Which is really good because the Tempest Djinn is only a 3/4.
Yeah, so even a double block.
However, Ramon Allard is just not listening to us.
Nope.
I mean, it's almost as if he's not watching the stream. He is doing all the other stuff, and it's fine. I think this makes sense as well. You make sure that your opponent just cannot get any pressure off the
No, because Niels is tapped out, and we know he's playing Spell Pierces, Dive Down, things like that. So getting that Tempest Djinn, which is a really troublesome permanent, off the battlefield while you can, makes sense. And this pushes 2 of your creatures through, because not only does that Leonin Vanguard gain you a life, it also gains +1/+1 itself.
Yeah. And next turn, if he draws a land or a 1-mana spell, then the aspirant can get flying. It gets +1/+1 for the marshal. So either way, the position is really good. But it's a very... that looks like an entrancing melody.
It is an entrancing melody, so he is going to steal that Ajani's Pridemate.
No City's Blessing for you.
Nope.
No, it's tapped. It's tapped. Please fix the...
It should enter the battlefield tapped
right,
on
let's
his
make sure
side
that
of
we
the
can
table.
get that to the table.
So the Ajani's Pridemate should be tapped since it has attacked after the entrancing melody stole
game
it.
control, it doesn't say untap. So we're gonna... Oh, this is...
and there we go.
A little bit of outside assistance.
A simple fix, thank you very much.
It's okay. Normally we would ask a judge, but this is a quick fix because nothing happened in the meantime.
And Ramon Allard drew a 1-drop.
That is very good.
So that's Leon in Vanguard alongside Banalish Marshal. All creatures gaining +1/+1. No City's Blessing though. That was the important part of our
but
comment.
it's an attack for 6 and he can only chop. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
No Pridemate triggers, Ramon says jokingly.
Nope.
But this is an attack for 6.
Yeah, and gaining 2 life, going up to 24. I mean, this is a really comfortable position for him to be in.
Definitely. He has 3 lethal attackers next turn if Niels decides not... 4. If Niels doesn't do anything. Yeah. And if Ramon draws anything that he can cast or put into play, so that's his deck, then then he gets the City's Blessing as well, unless Niels has something to say about it.
Exactly. So there we see a chump block on the Skymarch Aspirant, I'm guessing, getting 3 damage through from that Leon in Vanguard.
Yep, and he has now, if he attacks with all 4, 3 of them need to be blocked.
Yep.
One would be a chump attack, because the Pridemate is 4/4, and a Tempest Djinn as well, but this is not enough. He needs something else. No, it's possible.
2 creatures are still coming through in this board state.
Yeah, but if he has something like another 1-drop, then...
And he does, yes.
And this attack becomes a little bit awkward for him.
Exactly, because now Niels is presenting 2 4/4s in the face of a board of 3 3s.
I think that's a Tribunal. No, it's not a Tribunal.
It's a 2-mana spell. It's an Ajani's Pridemate.
That's gonna be big.
Okay, so that's 2 life gain triggers every turn, and now that Skymarch Aspirant has flying.
Yeah, but the Tempest Djinn is flying as well, so that cancels each other out.
Why do you always have to rain on my parade? Because you're right, probably.
That helps.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. So, 3 creatures blocking, 2 4/4s on the other side of the table. Does Ramon need to wait?
Yes.
He can't attack, really.
He can do 3 damage and kill the Herald and lose 2 creatures in the process, which is not that bad.
But
it's not great, but if you're, for instance, playing mono red or you have some reach in your deck, then I can see that attack.
Yeah, but there's no burn to the face in this deck, right?
No, I agree. I want to say that it's not like it looks terrible, but there is still some sense in it. However, it's not good enough because if you lose the Marshal, everything becomes less big. So please don't attack. But it makes sense to think about it because it's not as far away as you think, because the Pridemate becomes bigger next turn if you have more 3/3s. But the 3/3 is key because that means that Niels needs to can only let through 1, otherwise he's dead. So if they become 2/2 again, then it's a little bit of different. But he has some time because he's at 26. Niels is going to have to attack at some point. And it's not as if Niels is playing some big mid-range deck that's going to take over the game.
No, I mean he's going to pump up the pressure on his side of the table, because that Ajani's Pridemate is also going to spiral out of control, and Ramon has made his decision and decides to turn it all sideways into the red zone.
This man knows no fear.
No. I mean, you can block. So what does this block look like? You block the Skymarch Aspirant with your Tempest Djinn. You block the Banalish Marshal with your Ajani's Pridemate. Jump one of the Leonin Vanguards and hope to stabilize.
I would block one of the Leonin Vanguards and the Banalish Marshal because that life gain makes the Pridemate get out of control. So it's just good to contain that, and the flying doesn't matter enough since you have the Tempest Djinn. If you have to remove a spell, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, anyway. And the Tempest Djinn is staying on the battlefield anyway, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so the only thing is, I mean, it makes some sense if you don't have another flyer in your hand, then it makes sense to perhaps block the Aspirant, but that depends on the situation. But normally I would say the Vanguard, because that Pridemate needs to be contained.
Yes, of course.
Because you want to be able to kill it.
Right. So, untap, draw. Ooh, another copy of Tempest Djinn. That is great.
Yeah.
That is really great.
Yeah, and it has a dive down to pair it with.
Yeah, so he can choose to double block the Ajani's Pridemate, and after declaring the order of the blockers, use a dive down to save the one he put in front.
Yep. And if Ramon has a removal spell, that doesn't really work.
No.
So this is...
things are really looking up for Niels. I mean, he is at 3 life, but he has done quite a great job of stabilizing, and I don't know if Ramon has something like heroic reinforcements in his deck, because that would be lethal nonetheless. But, I mean, I know he's at 26, but this is... Ooh! He's casting an Opt?
I'd opt not to do that.
No! Ooh!
Now he just straight up dead. Unless he finds a land, he's straight up dead to any removal spell from Ramon. And that's quite problematic. I mean,
Is he... Because that Sky March Aspirant and that Leonin Vanguard are only 2/2s, so he can still take a hit from them.
That's true. Alright,
so if Ramon finds a removal spell,
boy.
of course you do, Niels. Of course you do.
The absolute best, because now the Pridemate also can only become a 5, so even one Tempest Gin would already take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. So that is great.
Tajik game. No.
Bananas Marshall. Okay, not good enough, I believe.
But still very good.
Still very good, and Ramon now has the opportunity to. Well, he doesn't really have
get a +1/+1 counter and try it next turn again.
Yep. So yeah, this is a +1/+1 counter. Go up to 27.
You can't.
Pass a turn.
What is really relevant here, I think, is that I think Ramon overestimates the interaction that Niels can present. He doesn't play that. He plays a few creatures quite a bit, but they're all smaller, so they would be roadblocks.
Okay.
But with these big flyers and these big creatures, it's quite problematic to force through this.
Yeah,
but if you wait, your creatures are going to be bigger because of the Banished Marshals, because of you have Adantos Vanguard, you have cards like another Banished Marshal. You know, your cards are pretty big, your creatures. Yeah. Niels has some as well, but they are limited to 4 of them. He has 2 and he stole one of yours. But it's not gonna. The chance that Niels draws a big creature is smaller than Ramon, and Niels still needs to get through 26 life. So you have time. Take your time and.
Okay, great. But he's in a pickle. I mean, this is the mimic of a man that feels this game slipping out away from him.
Yep. Yeah, this is a go. But I think he.
But Niels really has to produce another creature for him to be able to stay in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Because now he has one more lethal attacker. Then Niels has a blocker. So if Niels draws a blank, then Ramon has next turn as lethal. I think Ramon miscalculates his position in this game. Because he's doing really good.
He's still doing
ahead,
great.
And the advantage bar is heavily favored towards him.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to force the issue. It's not going to get worse.
As it stands right now, and I believe Niels has a copy of Essence Scatter in hand. As it stands right now, Ramon is winning.
I think it's a dive down, right, from Niels?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we already saw that. So that's we know it's not a winning card.
That's
a
melody.
Trancing Melody. Oh my god. Okay. So
no, he only plays one of those. Unless he plays one main, which I cannot imagine. That is something else. What it is, I don't know. But it's
is it Wizard's Retort?
That could very well be the case, but that's not enough. That's
so
this is a lethal attack. That's a history of Benalia. Don't cast that pre-combat. Don't cast that pre-combat. You don't need to. There's no need.
No, there's no reason to.
All right, we're gonna do it anyway.
Sure.
Good card.
Okay.
Good card.
Yeah, good card. Yeah. Okay, so Wizard's Retort.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm happy to see that.
All out attack.
Now,
Let's go.
Trickster would absolutely wreck you.
Oh, yes.
But I don't give a flying damn. I would just go for it. Like, this is your moment.
This is the moment to finish it up.
Just go. No. What is he playing around?
Oh my god. Yeah, around Merfolk Trickster. Merfolk Trickster.
Yeah, but I mean, then you have to play it around it next turn as well. I mean, that's going to be.
He's going to look back at this game and
feel sorry for himself. That's another Sky March Aspirant. That's good. That's progression of the board.
Okay. Yeah.
The attack is still good. I mean,
I'm going to attack now. That makes no sense. That makes absolute no sense. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I believe he realized that he missed his moment previous game, and now he ties it up 1 versus 1. Ramon Allard versus Niels Kok. So this game is tied up Should we have a look at the sideboards for these two players? So let's see, we already know what they boarded, but it's interesting to see which cards they left out or left into the sideboard. Because Ramon, we know that he sideboarded 3 Baffling Hands, 1 Saddle, minus 1 Legion's Landing and minus 3 Part of the Conquerors. He has more removal in his sideboard in the form of 2 Banefires and 1 the Settled Wreckage came in, and 2 Conclave Tribunal. Are those simply too slow for him to bring in?
They're quite costly. I mean, the Banefire costs 3 mana to kill a 1/1 with a Entrancing Melody. Oh no, sorry, Curious Obsession on it.
Yeah.
And that's not too great.
No.
And the Conclave Tribunal, because he has so many 1-drops, I actually do kind of like it. But on the play and on the draw, it's quite different, and I can see them coming in as well. Because of the Convoke, and if he has some trouble like dealing with a pesky flyer, or if he doesn't have a good attack or some vigilance creatures, then the Tribunal has a really low cost. And double spelling against mono blue is important because they are good at and making sure that they present 1 threat and have 1 counter spell of some sort.
Yeah.
So I kind of like bringing in some more that you can cost for cheap. I can also, there's something to say about Aurelia, although she's also expensive. I can see it, but I prefer not to. I like that he stayed low to the ground because this is just a tempo match. And Niels is going to have to attack at some point. It's not like he's going to Chupacabra his way to victory.
No,
he needs to attack, and if he attacks, he can block.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some wisdom right there. Just boom. If it doesn't have vigilance, if it attacks, it can't block. Thank you very much.
Right.
But yeah, it sounds a bit silly, but it's different from a deck like Golgari, which takes over the game by not attacking and just waiting it out till they have the threats. Here, sure, he can wait. And maybe if he gets 4 Tempest Gins, he can smack him in one go, but often that doesn't happen.
No, exactly. Okay, and quick peek at Niels' side. We know he got 2 Charter Cores, 2 Opt, and 2 Warkite Marauder, so he's not so leaning on the ability of Warkite Marauder to take out blockers on Ramon's side of the table, because Ramon doesn't really present flyers all that much anyway.
Yeah, I saw the 1/1 flyer of the Hawk perhaps and thought, well, this is not good.
That's not a good target. So he brought in 3 Exclusion Mages, 1 Essence Scatter, 1 Entrancing Melody, and 1 Sleep. Now that Sleep, we've seen that being very, very important in this matchup, and he only has the 1 copy in his sideboard. He left out things like Negate, which is for control matchups, obviously. A card I'd like to point out is Jace Cunning Castaway in his sideboard. What the heck is that one doing there?
Hey, well, it's actually the card could be good, but it's just a little bit not good enough. Let's say that.
And that's the whole deal about Jace Cunning Castaway, right?
Yeah, like
as soon as it was spoiled, you're like, yeah, this could be good, but no, not really.
Yeah, like if the +1 ability just drew a card, that would be a massive difference.
Yes.
I like actually that the 2/2 that it creates doesn't die to an ability, which confuses every player in the entire world.
Exactly.
That's silly as hell, because all the illusions that do that, I believe,
every
die to
illusion
abilities
does so,
as well, except this one.
Yep.
Don't know why, but sure, the ultimate is actually pretty funny because at some point you just steamroll your opponent with just a massive amount of
infinite Jaces.
But the problem is that infinite Jaces is not good enough. If you have like a Teferi ult or some actual busted things, they're just better than chaining Jaces. But it's really cool. I think the card is an interesting design perspective.
Oh yeah, it sure is.
And I like that they didn't go over the top. This card could have been busted as well.
Yes.
But it isn't.
Yes, this is a fine balance, a fine line that they need to walk between this type of card being absolutely bonkers and seeing absolutely no play.
Yeah. It reminds me of certain other planeswalkers that like you have to find a certain
shell.
A line to walk to make sure that it's good enough. Like a Gideon. Some Gideons were just not too great. Some Gideons were too good.
Yeah.
And like the 4-mana Gideon, Ally of Zendikar.
Oh yeah, that thing was busted.
Yeah, but then the 3-mana guy, I liked it.
Yeah.
Like the 3-mana new one.
It played a role, sometimes main deck, but mostly sideboard, and it was only played in specific archetypes, mostly a control card, funnily enough. And yeah, I like Planeswalkers to fill a niche
Yeah, like Teferi that's played 4 copies or 3 copies in a deck and a Revolver deck card. Those cards are fine and they should be there, or that's how Wizard wants it. That's I like it. I mean, Planeswalkers add something to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's really fun to see these niche Planeswalkers that sometimes fill a role, like a Yaya in some kind of storm deck.
Yeah, exactly.
You can name almost any Planeswalker, and there's some weird niche role that it fills in one format.
No, I guess I used the wrong word. I don't like the Planeswalker to fill a niche, but it shouldn't be this all round. If you are playing this color, you should include this Planeswalker type of card. So yeah, I like the card to be very specific to a deck archetype or play style, but not just pinpointed to one deck only.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Siege Rhino. It's not elegant. That nothing about the Siege Rhino is elegant. That's obvious because it's a Siege Rhino.
The art isn't, and the power and toughness isn't, the ability isn't.
Like if you have 4 mana and you can cast a Siege Rhino, you kind of look at like what are my options, and it usually revolves into okay. It ended up nice. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah. I like this.
But it ended up like okay, if I have 4 mana and I have a Siege Rhino and I'm gonna cast it because it's almost always the best thing.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't leave a lot of room for interpretation of or cool plays or whatever.
No, you just slam it and hope to draw more.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a fine Magic card, but it doesn't. I prefer
it's not an interesting Magic card. It's just a good Magic card, but there's not really options or choices. It's just a good card, and I don't like just good cards. I like interesting cards.
That's why you're playing Izzet. They don't have good cards.
Yes.
No. But Ramon here keeps a hand without a 1-drop, which is quite...
4 land hand also.
Yeah, 4 land with 2 primates and a History of Banana.
And of course you get instantly punished by drawing a land.
Yes, but I see a Settle.
Oh yeah, the one-off Settle the Wreckage that came in from the sideboard. And I hope for him that this can be a massive blowout in a future turn. But I do see History of Benalia for turn number 3, so he still has some amount of power.
Oh, Niels has missed it. Okay, Niels has a Spell Pierce, so that History of Benalia is not going to make it.
Oh.
And he's drawing only lands. Jesus.
Oh, and what's it called?
I would have liked. No.
And the Wizard's
This is
Retort.
the right play. This is the right play. But I kind of would have like. Nah, you can't expect this. You can't expect this.
Alright, so Spell Pierce says no to History of Benalia, and Opt says I'd like to have an extra card. And did he what now?
I'm like, could he have suspected something like this? Like, Niels is gonna bring something to the table next to him. Like Spell Pierce you can't play around, but this could also be a Wizard's Retort.
Yes.
And you could have waited perhaps a turn. I think this was the right play, but I'm like, okay, what's possible? That's a Banefire. Alright, so he changed this.
Yeah, he changed this sideboard for game number 3, and he brought in those Banefires. And I saw him taking out, shaving a little bit of a different package. I saw one Donner's Bodyguard going out, and now the Wizard's Retort is going to take care of Ajani's Pridemate. And yes, that does cost only 2 mana, thanks to my Siren Storm Tamer.
Yeah, it's good that he checks it. Like,
yeah, of course.
You sure about that? Yep. Okay,
yeah, I'm sure.
Sure. You need to make sure that everyone's on edge, but no third land for Niels still.
Nope.
He does have a few Tempest Djinns in line. So yeah, for Ramon, without anything to cast, he needs to have something. He needs to create a board, and his deck has not been kind to him.
No, the top of his library has not been kind. But I mean, it would be nice if Niels had provided a few more creatures to run into that Settle the Wreckage. But as it stands right now, that's also a pretty sad settle.
Yeah, if you, I believe Siren Storm Tamer says a spell that targets you or a creature you control.
Yes, it does.
Settle, it targets a player.
Oh my god, so he can even counter it if he wants to.
Sadly, yes. So, yeah, okay. Well, this at least prompts the Storm Tamer to be countered to sec. So it's fine. It's a 1-for-1.
That's a 1-for-1.
But it's not really what you want to be doing.
No.
This is a white-red control with 1-drop.
Oh yeah. So another Siren Storm Tamer to protect anything, and that is a
1 mana 1/1.
A 2 mana 1/1.
2 mana 1/1. Much better.
That can't even block the board state that Niels has put up for himself.
It can.
Yeah. Yeah. You rather take 2 than 4.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, yeah, but what if?
No, what
Not
ifs.
even gonna do.
No what
No
ifs.
ifs, no buts.
No buts?
What?
Aw.
In the butt?
Okay, so on attack 4-3, Raymond goes down to 13 life, and Niels happily
Waiting it out.
sits waiting it out behind his 2 copies of Dive Down that I saw in his hand.
Yeah, and he could have cast a Tempest Genie, which would have met with a Banefire probably. So I like the timing he's taking. Oh.
Right, and this is going to get another Wizard's
Please
Retort
stop.
out of Niels'
Please.
hand, still keeping up Dive Down for any protection that he needs. Adanto Vanguard triggers, well not triggers, but is a 3-powered attacker, dropping Niels down to 17, who draws a second copy of Tempest Gin.
Yep. This is not a healthy situation for Roman to be in.
Nope.
Can he get out of this? It would have to
that's
start with some.
Exclusion Mage. I'm sorry, I was mistaken. That's
Oh, yeah.
one copy of Exclusion Mage in Niels'
Well,
hand.
then it's gonna be very problem. Banefire.
Oh, okay.
He's close to 17, no? Okay. He has 7, it's a start.
Not close to 17.
He needs
no.
to kill the Tempest Genie if he doesn't. I mean, there's no out otherwise.
If he wants to stay in this game, yeah, just kill the Tempest Gin and hope that the top of your library is now starting to be kind to you rather than punishing.
Yeah, but he has Niels on a virtual 7, but if Niels wouldn't block. But
Yeah?
just Banefire and attack. Yes. let's
There we go. Banefire. Full amount. Tap out. Tap out.
No! No! You can counter that with the Storm Tamer. Okay, you can't. Okay, that's 5. It was like, yes, no, yes.
And it costs a mana.
But, yeah, no, but so now it's 6, so X is 5, so it can't be counted. Oh, he doesn't have mana open.
Yeah, exactly. Niels doesn't have a blue open, so there was no risk. But sure enough, might as well be safe than rather safe than sorry, because
What are you going to use the other 2 mana for?
what I mean, his sleeves are portraying a Force of Will. I mean, what is if he tries to cast one? Then you win the game, right? Because Force of Will isn't legal in Standard. So yeah, that's probably the only way for Ramon to get back into this game. If Niels is going to cast a Force of Will against him.
Yeah, this seems like a little bit of a niche.
Yeah.
Niche
Yeah.
play.
Okay.
Benelish Marshall, yeah, steal another 4, get there.
Yes, Exclusion Mage. Lethal.
That's lethal. It's not lethal
It's-
regardless, but
Yeah.
I mean, keep on playing, but you are.
Funnily enough, an island and not casting any spells is lethal.
Yep. Casting spells would make things difficult. I mean,
Yeah.
you almost have to think and.
Yeah, I mean, casting spells is overrated. Just draw and play lands. That's enough. And island off the top.
Boom.
Nope. Oh, he has an entrancing melody.
Yeah, but it doesn't
He
work
can't.
on
Yeah,
the-
he can't take the
Just
Bananas
exclusion
Marshal. Yeah.
mage and.
Exclusion Mace on your Bananas Marshal, and that is a lethal. Thank you very much. And now we see the handshake. All right. So Niels Kok progresses to 5-2 versus Ramon Allard, who drops down to 4-3. As we bring you back to the booth, welcome back. My name is Bas, and this is Brent, and that was our final round of Swiss. So we have our clean-cut top 8. We do. And these players all intentionally drew. So we do have already an overview of the archetypes that are in the top 8 that we are going to broadcast in a few moments' time.
Yep.
Right?
Yes, definitely.
Do you know them?
I do, and it's on the paper right in front of me. We know that the Jeskai was the most played deck in
Yes.
the tournament, and it
Above
translated
20%.
It
Yeah.
translated well to the top 8.
Mhm.
Because 3 of the 8 are now Jeskai.
Jeskai, okay.
We know that.
3 of 8 Jeskai.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a little bit above average for. I mean, that's higher than 20%, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's
It's alright.
manageable. It's
It's
not
alright.
some big
Yeah.
scare.
No,
let's
that's fine.
just say that.
That's fine.
Then we have one mono blue player, our undefeated
Renee.
player of the weekend.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Just how many? It's like he's 13 and 0 and 4.
It's
now.
yeah, he went 6 rounds plus top 8, so that's
Oh, no,
9.
14 0 and 4.
Yeah, he did
There's another
6
round,
rounds,
yeah.
6 rounds of Swiss and a top 8 yesterday. Oh no, I'm sorry. I believe 4 rounds of Swiss. It doesn't matter.
No?
He's undefeated. He's
No,
undefeated.
no.
He did-
Yesterday 8 rounds, 2 draws, so
No,
6 0
he
and
played
2.
sealed, not modern. And sealed was a smaller
Oh,
tournament,
that's
so
right.
that was only 6 rounds, I believe. or
no,
or 7.
7, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He is undefeated nonetheless.
pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right, so then that's René. We'll see more of him soon.
Yes.
But we also have Robert ten Wolde. We saw him on Mono Red. I believe we saw him early in the tournament, and he also made top 8. Great.
And
great
I believe we haven't covered a entire match of him yet. We haven't seen his Mono Red list just yet, so I'm very curious to see what he brought to this tournament into the top 8.
Definitely. Then we have EIndhoven, native. He's from around here, Cor Hartogs. He is playing Celestia.
Yeah.
He is doing really well this tournament. He's just been flying below the radar. We've had him a few times on the second match. Haven't seen him. And then we have two players left. I'll do something and you'll mirror me.
Yes.
Boom. Yes. 1 each. We'll take it, right?
1 each.
We'll take it.
1 is at 1 Golgari into a top 8.
Definitely. So we have Langlet playing Golgari. He's probably our almost certainly our first seed, although he can be overtaken, but his first seed. And then Rob de Haan, which is
top 8 competitor from yesterday also.
Is 95% certain to be 8th seed. So we're not going to have a final show, most likely not a final showdown, is it versus Golgari in the finals to beat it all. That's probably not going to happen.
Okay.
But they are going to meet.
Yeah.
And we're going to see what the ultimate guild is.
We're going to find out. It's interesting to see that Royal Smet and Rob de Haan, both top 8 competitors yesterday in our modern tournament, now top 8 competitors in our standard tournament. So congratulations already to those two, back-to-back top 8 in the same weekend. Very, very impressive. Oh, and I'm leaving out René, who is undefeated over the weekend. So yeah, well, we've mentioned him before, and great performance by him.
Absolutely.
So the Swiss is over. We are going to prepare for our top 8. We know which 8 are going to be in that, so we'll fill out a bracket by who's playing who's playing which archetype. But we're going to take a little bit of a longer break to have our pictures taken from the top 8. Get those people into the feature match area. Have a small toilet break and stuff, and we will be back with top 8 coverage for the Dutch Open Series.
Changing right before my eyes. I met up with strangers. I tried to twist and turn. Always moving, always more to come. Never changing, just a different view. But I'll try to learn from you if you let me in your life. Behind you, I have the sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you, I have the sun shine out on us. Here I stood behind you, I have the sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you, sunshine out on us. Caught in motion, swaying side to side, forward for hours. Subtle change in scenes. I guess all is possible if you step across the line. Behind you, I have the sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you, I have the sun shine out on us. Here I stand sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you, I have the sunshine out on us. Here I stood behind you, I have the sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you, I have the sunshine out on us. Can we wait until the end of this day? Can I finally just find my way back? I would like to, and I know you will. So can we wait until the end of this day? Move a little closer, fall a little deeper, lean a little forward, talk a little slower. Shall we dance beyond the lines? I need someone to lean on. Spend a little time, I need someone to see me through. Move a little closer, so I can breathe a little lighter. Can we wait until the end of this day? Can I finally just find my way back? I would like to, and I know you will. So can we wait until the end of this day? Move a little closer, stay a little longer, scream a little louder, grip a little tighter. Shall we dance beyond the lines? I need someone to lean on. Spend a little time, I need someone to see me through. Move a little closer, so I can breathe a little lighter. Can we wait until the end of this day? Can I finally just find my way back? I would like to, and I know you will. So can we wait until the end of this day? Shall we dance beyond the lines? I need someone to lean on. Spend a little time, I need someone to see me through. Move a little closer, so I can breathe a little lighter. Can we wait until the end of this day? Can I finally just find my way back? I would like to, and I know you will. So can we wait until the end of this day? Can we wait until the end of this day? Can I finally just find my way back? I would like to, and I know you will. So can we wait until the end of this day? I need a little medicine, and I need it to be you, and I need some kind of medicine, and I need it to be you. Yeah, lately you got me feeling crazy, and I can't get my head around it. The way that you move and everything you do, you got me twisted over you. Little lady lover, you got me undercover, and I can't get my head around it. And all your silly smiles and staring in my eyes, you got me twisted over you. This is on my mind. my head around it. The way that you move and everything you do, you got me twisted over you. Little lady lover, you caught me undercover and I can't get my head around it. All your silly smiles and staring in my eyes, you got me twisted over you. Yeah, you little lady, you got me feeling crazy and I can't get my head around it. The way that you move and everything you do, you got me twisted over you. Little lady lover, you caught me undercover and I can't get my head around it. And all your silly smiles and staring in my eyes, you got me twisted over you. Let's lose our minds. Please sell me trouble in all forms and structures. Seduce and sedate me. Good night to New Orleans. In the morning we meet at the train track, squishing quarters. Lady, let's move. Let's move. And I knew that one day you would dance for me. And I knew that one day you would dance for me. It's all that you nurture, a body like mirrors, things and their colors. Good night, my sweet desire. And a southern sweet soft voice girl called me honey. And lady, let's move. Let's move. And I knew that one day you would dance for me. And I knew that one day you would dance for me. Now look at you go. Now look at you go. Hour after hour, we move like we're supposed to, seduced and sedated. Lady, let's move. Let's move. And I knew that one day you would dance for me. And I knew that one day you would dance for me. Now look at you go. Now look at you go. The reasons in our mind align. In fact, or fear, the only way is up. Fading in the words that came, been waiting in the backseat of our minds. Dream so far with all the heart, can near it to the disappearing lights. Don't fear to fly or break your fall, we're in control, so the only way is up. I took my time on soul, so love I trust. In places undecided, we've created things that shouldn't be around. We'll figure out a way to shape a world so that we're close to being right. So keep close track of things we like to try and feel the changes in our lives.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dutch Open series. I am Bas and this is Brent, and we are ready to start our top 8 of the standard tournament. As announced, it was a clean cut to the top 8. We have 8 players seated at the ready for their top 8 matches, and they are going to battle it out on our main feature match. Oh!
See? First error of the day.
Yeah, it's always we're an experimental guild. I mean, sometimes you do it upside down, sometimes you do it like even and would you flip yours over as well?
I'm sure your girlfriend is happy that you experiment a lot.
Will you flip that one over as well?
Right.
Yep, thank you very much. Rel Zarek everywhere. So we can show you our top 8 bracket because we know who is matched up against who and what they are playing. So on the top left, Joep Lenglet on Golgari versus Rob de Haan versus Izzet. And of course that is our main feature match, as we like to battle it out. Who will be victorious? On the backup feature match, a match that can go a little bit longer, is Nick Bresser on Jeskai midrange versus Raymond Venis on Jeskai control. Then on the top right, as expected, René van Hoorn in mono blue in the top 8, and he is up against mono red. Also an interesting match, and I hope we get to cover one of these in the upcoming semi-finals. Cor Hartogs on Celestia tokens is up against Roald Smet on Jeskai control. So except for Jeskai and Nick Bresser, more of on a kind of a Jeskai mid-range list, not so much a Jeskai control list. 3 copies of Jeskai and 1 copy of Izzet. And mono blue and mono red in the top right. I only see 2 times green, and I see a lot of blue and red in this top 8.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Can't deny that one.
But you only need 1 to win, right? You only need 1 to win.
You only need 1 to win, so let's see if Golgari will be victorious over Izzet in this top 8, as our players are seated and ready. Joep Lenglet on Golgari versus Rob de Haan on Izzet Phoenix. They are ready to start their quarters finals match, and they have their respective tokens at the ready, as Joep Lenglet is on the play, being our first seed. Yes.
First versus 8.
So he opens up with a let's help me here. Woodland Cemetery. Thank you very much.
I was really gonna help you.
Yes, I know.
You just pretended to forget because you don't
experimented a little bit too hard because Rob broke a sleeve while drawing his card, and we'll fix that so he can open up on a basic island.
I have a huge issue, and I think our table spotters need to step in because that Golgari token is upside down.
So you do it upside down sometimes as well?
Yeah, left, right, and center. It just,
okay.
Golgari, we find a way. Life finds a way, and Golgari does
finds a way.
But that token is upside down, and I cannot stand for this. This obscenity. This is absurd.
Monstrosity.
Yes, thank you very much.
So Opt, drawing him an extra card, and he follows it up with a basic mountain. Let's see if he can get some velocity going, or that he is simply accepting the passing and drawing and going of the first parts of the game. That Wildgrowth Walker, boom, getting in for the first point of damage. First blood.
Boom.
Yeah, but we don't need it.
You're gonna counter that?
A late to the party Llanowar Elves.
A wizard is never late and never early. It arrives exactly when he's supposed to.
But it's not a wizard, and it's dead.
Yeah, because it's not a wizard. Yeah, that's That was just a complete remark. It had nothing to do with the game. I was just saying that.
As a shock takes care of the Llanowar Elves, followed up by a second copy of Opts.
Yep. So.
And there we go. Oh, I already see a copy of Cackling Drake in his hand, which might come down the next turn, and a full grip of card drawing and interaction spells on Rob's side of the table.
Yeah, and that reference Chupacabra that Joep is waiting, that's just the first thing that's gonna hit. As soon as Rob plays a threat, it's gonna find the Chupacabra is gonna come in.
Yeah.
However, he does have a Phoenix in the graveyard already, and yeah, there we go.
Thank
Fine.
you. Finally.
That's a big
What a
weight
relief.
lifted from my
What a relief.
Yeah, but now this is because there's no blue open. You know, this is your moment, Joep.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
You
There
can resolve
go.
anything
Thank
you want, and there is a midnight. Is it called Midnight?
Reaper.
Midnight Reaper. Thank you very much.
Not a Daylight Reaper, not like
Nope.
Afternoon Reaper. No, he's
only,
midnight or nothing.
Only midnight.
Yeah.
Not
And,
not 10 minutes after midnight. Only when the clock strikes, that's when he reaps. And there we go, a Goblin Electromancer followed up by a Beacon Bolt. that
Bacon
is?
Bolt.
Yes, thank you very much. A Bacon Bolt.
Yeah, I just like bacon. I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry.
We're hungry here as we cast a Bacon Bolt onto the Midnight Reaper, giving Joep a card, losing him a life in the process. But
I'm looking at what Joep has in hand, and that's two, not one, but two Carnage Tyrants.
oh,
So he really needs some lands.
Yeah.
And what he can do, he has a find in hand. So
Yes.
what he can do is find the
Llanowar
elves to get something going, and that's a pretty fine draw. But if he draws a land here, he can also go the finality to kill that Crackling Drake.
Yep.
He has some options, if I
Yep.
saw it correctly.
and that is a copy of Vraska even, so he can choose to cast that one as well.
Yeah, but if that Cackling Drake would be an Enigma Drake, that would have
Oh,
been
yeah.
snap the blade. That's,
Yes,
you wouldn't even
but
think, and that would be down.
This one is converted mana cost 4, and Vraska cannot hit that one.
There's an abrupt decay in
Yeah.
in hiding.
Abrupt decay on a stick.
Yeah, exactly. So now this is a tough choice for you.
You know?
Ooh, it is interesting.
What are we doing?
Bluffing.
Oh, you want to find that.
Oh yeah, it makes sense.
He wants to throw it under the bus to be able to find it now, following it up with the Llanowar Elves, setting up a later turn.
I think this is a really heads up play. I mean,
Yeah.
Rob's kind of like, okay, I don't understand. I cannot come up with anything, so I'll block. And then it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
I was like, is there a plus? Like, there's like the +1/+1 in Death Touch
Yeah.
in green black. But
Yes,
I
there
was like,
is,
maybe
there
he's
is.
playing one of those. So
Yeah.
I was looking through the deck list. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, and here's
Oh.
the Enigma Drake, and that one can get taken down by Vraska, but
If he has a dive down.
if he has a dive down,
If
does
Rob has a
he play?
dive down.
Does he play the dive
Yeah,
down?
he
Dive
has
down?
one he has a one dive down
One
in his
dive
main
down
deck,
in the
so
deck.
that would be a pretty
But he
problematic.
did find that 5th land, and now he has a Llanowar Elf, so now he has the opportunity to resolve one of those Carnage
Ooh, a
Tyrants.
fine finality would also be pretty good here.
Finality
If he
would
had it, but he
also
already
be
used
pretty
it.
good.
But
Yes.
he also has a Doom Whisperer just to go over the top.
Ah, the Flample.
Yeah, the Flample. You with your Flample. This is an interesting choice. He's scared of dive down, I assume.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then the Doom Whisperer is big enough that he had to dive down. Oh, good read from you.
He did have to dive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it in his hand right now.
So that would have been, well, although I can still see it. I mean, you have to get through the dive down anyway. It's not like
Yeah.
he's going to tap out every
No.
turn now. But
Exactly.
it is great to have a Doom Whisperer, because he needs to answer the Doom Whisperer. And that's pretty hard, because that thing is a 6/6. That's
Exactly.
big.
And interesting. Ooh, that's so false. That's an important piece of the puzzle, because he did just cast an instant of sorcery. There is an Arclight Phoenix in his graveyard.
This is the
And
Bacon Bolt.
This is a flashed back Bacon Bolt, taking down. Yeah, Rob counted it, and Joep's counting it again. But yeah,
I would always
if-
count it as well.
if you've counted, you
And
can
he
make
cannot
sure.
even, he cannot, this is 13, 14?
Oh wow! So that was lethal.
Maybe it was more
Yeah.
than 6.
So it was, yeah, it should have been more than 6. I believe 9 then. No, I'm
7
looking at the
or-
wrong life total. Yeah, so it was probably at least 7 instants of sorceries in the graveyard. So already down a game, Golgari. Yes, is it? Going strong, going strong. Okay, so we promised we have a slow matchup on our backup table, and as you can see here, this is Jeskai mid-range. So I see 2 copies of Adanto Vanguard and Lyra. This is an interesting deck list. You have the list in front of you. Can you talk us through a little bit about what this deck is bringing to the table?
Yeah, this is 8 2-drops. In the form of 10 even, 4 Vanguards, 4 Knight of Grace, 2 Remorseful Clerics against the
Okay.
Graveyard strategy.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, like Arclight Phoenix.
Nice.
New, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Then he has 4 History of Benalia as the 3-drop of choice.
Yeah.
Into 3 Aurelias and 4 Aurelia, the new red-white
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
4 Rekindling Key, Phoenix, 3 Lyra Dawnbringer, that's just a creature package. Some Teferis, some Disdainful Stroke, Justice Strike, 2 main deck negates. Jeez. 3 Lava Coils. This man has some spice.
Yeah, indeed. And Raymond brought some of his own, because that's a Dawn of Hope on the battlefield. That's an interesting card to choose from as well, and I'll see if I can look it up for you as we speak, because this is an interesting enchantment from Guilds of Ravnica. It's 2 mana, and whenever you gain life, so I assume he brought some life gain package to the table.
It's the Gift of Paradise, for instance.
Yeah.
It does. But this is a main deck.
And
Dawn of Hope.
yes, and you may pay 2 if you do draw a card, and for 4 mana you can create 1/1 White Soldier life-linking creature. So it's an army in of itself, though it is a Celestia card. But I don't think Raymond is on Jeskai control,
I was just
because
about to say.
I see too many green sources. So this looks like kind of a 4-color.
No, this is
banned.
we made some mistakes. This is a Turbo Fog.
Aha! All right.
And that's actually funny, because 7 rounds ago we were talking about Raymond Venus. I said he was playing Turbo Fog.
Turbo Fog, yeah.
But then the sheet said Jeskai control. I was like, yeah, well, sure, we go with that.
All right, so this is
fine,
Turbo
that's fine.
Fog.
That changes things quite a bit.
And I know this is a deck after his heart, because he has been playing this in the previous standard season as well. So yeah, I mean, this is a totally different archetype that he brought to the table here, and probably one of a kind in the whole tournament here.
There were some more.
Yes,
I believe so. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe there were more. I
Okay.
don't have the information right in front of me, but yeah, this is
So,
spice. So the Dawn of
this-
Hope is one of his 2. Has 4 Teferis, 1 Karn, and 1 Dawn of Hope as kills. And for the rest, he doesn't have any main deck way to kill Nick.
yeah.
So
all
that's
right.
challenging, but there's he has quite an extensive list with interesting cards.
Yeah, two spicy decks that we didn't see coming into this top 8, but I'm happy that we get to cover some of it here in the quarterfinals. Nick Bresser, a Magic United team player, one of our partner stores that also hosts Dutch Open qualifiers throughout the entire year.
From Rotterdam, right?
Rotterdam,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good to know. So people,
Yeah.
maybe some of our southern
also,
neighbors, they can
yeah.
still jump in there.
Exactly, and
Easily.
also the host of Dutch Nationals already 2 years in a row. So.
Settle.
Ooh, and this is a nice settle the wreckage. So those 3 are going down. You can look for 3 more lands to put into play.
This is
And-
interesting though. Nick is playing on one of Banefire main.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what. That was pretty much my thought. I was like,
Ooh.
ooh, baby.
And Raymond's at 5.
Yeah, that seems to work out. But
Yep.
you
And
know,
you
he's
know
playing
at
6,
at
playing
what amount Banefire gets uncounterable?
5.
Yes,
Well, I'm good
indeed.
at this. And 5 minus 5 is
0.
quick math. Well, medium quick math.
Medium.
Yeah, you were
Took a long time.
Is this like a trick question?
Yeah.
What are you up to, man? Are you putting me on the stand here? Come on.
Yeah.
The Dawn of Hope is some spicy deck, man.
Yeah, I really like the card. I mean, it's especially in Turbo Fog against decks like Boros Aggro. Just creating 1/1 life-linking blockers on the ground indefinitely, especially when you're ramping up and you can activate it 2 or 3 times in a turn. That's some decent roadblocks going on for the late
definitely.
game.
But there's also a Teferi on Nick's side. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I cannot see on what loyalty that is. But
Yeah.
a Teferi on the battlefield, it matters a great deal.
Yes, that does matter.
I think it's on 2, if I'm
They
correct.
jump-started Chemist's Insight for Raymond, drawing him 2 fresh cards, discarding an island, and you were correct.
Yep.
2.
2. Yeah, so that makes a difference. Having a Teferi there does a lot.
Yeah.
Because then he also gets some velocity. If he goes,
Yes.
he can tuck something if he needs to.
Yes.
You know, it's good to have multiple things to do, not only creatures but also a planeswalker.
Well, talking about the fairies, Raymond has one of his own.
All right, so. But yeah, this is problematic for Raymond because he needs to answer the board, so he needs to have the root snares available, but he also needs to, get rid of that Teferi or do
Yeah.
some other stuff because it's not like Nick was not planning to do anything at all.
Yeah, because Lyra is going to start to attack sometime soon, and if Rick doesn't have another saddle or something to get rid of that Lyra, this game might be over pretty soon.
Yeah. So yeah, it could go either way.
Yeah, it could go either way, but in the meantime, our table 1, Izzet versus Golgari, is at the ready for game number 2. So let's switch over down to our main feature match and have them start their game number 2. Of course, Izzet is up a game versus Golgari.
Minor hiccup. A little bit of mana screw and a way too good hand for Rob. I mean,
mana screw. You missed your 6th land drop.
No, 5th.
Okay, 5th land drop. We don't even need 5 land.
No, apparently. No.
Well, he brought in some
You
copies.
did. Otherwise, you would not have had the Beacon Bolt, and then the Doom Whisperer would have easily.
So, Duress is going to make short work of that hand that Rob is showing, containing a mountain. He did take a mulligan to 6, important to note. Mountain Island, Cackling Drake, Entrancing Melody, Charter Course, Lava Coil. So, what are our options? Well, I know what the options are.
Okay,
but
I can do this.
Can you get behind the Charter Course?
This is what I'm being paid for, to answer these type of questions. No, it really depends on Joop's hand. If you have something that he thinks is high value, for instance, something that the Lava Coil can target, then you could take the Lava Coil, certainly if you have a second duress going. But the Entrancing Melody can be quite a pain in the ass. If you get a Wild Growth Walker that gets out of hand, you don't want it to be entranced.
No, exactly.
So that's a little bit problematic. You could also take the charge because your opponent needs velocity to get something going. If he doesn't have that helps a lot.
Yeah.
And he took the charge, I believe, actually.
Yeah, he took the Charter Course. Yeah.
Which makes sense. You cannot get a Phoenix. He cannot get rid of cards that he doesn't want.
Yeah.
But your creatures are a little bit in trouble if you get the Entrancing Melody going. However, I already see a Carnage Tyrant and a Vivian Reed for you. So it also makes sense to not care too much about creatures if your hand doesn't care about that. But it's very difficult to see.
Yeah, exactly.
And is this another missed land drop? Yep.
I believe so. So that one, you're not keeping that on top, are you?
What the thing is, regardless, or if you keep it on top or not, if you cast it next turn, then you flip you explore again, and if the card below the Branchwalker is a land, you get it still get it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't change too much. Only what it matters is if there is another explore creature on right here, because then you missed your chance.
Yeah, he didn't have an explore creature, but a creature that really cares about exploring. That is the Wild Growth Walker, and missing his 3rd land drop again, even after putting that Merfolk Mistbinder in the graveyard and drawing another creature he cannot cast again.
Yep, but luckily Rob is not firing on Halcyon.
No, he's just opting his way through his deck, and
there's 2 Cackling Drakes and an Izzet Phoenix. Just wait till I get to 4 mana, boys.
Oh yes, and another copy of Arclight Phoenix.
I mean, this needs to be a land.
Let's
Midnight Reaper. Oh boy.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm not saying like maybe Golgari is better, maybe Izzet is better, but if you draw like this, then you're not gonna have a good time.
So here we go. Cackling Drake number 1. Trigger, draw a card, refill my hand. Another Silver Fall, so another land drop to make for Rob, as he is taking firm control of this game. Let's see if you can hit that 3rd land drop. Yes, he can. Woodland Cemetery for Rob.
Kick it?
And there we go with the Jade Light Ranger, making sure those lands are going to keep on flowing. There they are. That's where they were hiding all along. Gaining 6 life in the process, which is a huge deal.
Yep, and having a 3/5, and I mean this is really what he needed. He needed to find some lands, and he needed to. Now he can go Chupa into kill something.
And this feels like a turn too late, but you couldn't. Yeah, you could, but you actually couldn't prepare for this to happen, because I mean, if you knew this was going to happen, you would have cast that Entrancing Melody last turn.
Yeah, it's fun. You kind of know that the Entrancing Melody is there out there, and you're like, okay, well, it's not gonna get any better. You're gonna but I already got the 6 life, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Here's my Chupacabra. And the Wild Growth Walker is this thing I'll worry about later.
God, so yeah, this game is turning around completely for you.
Yeah, what's interesting is now if Rob has another flying creature, then you can use the Vivian Reed to kill it if you draw, because he has another land. He does have the shock, and the Wild Growth Walker is a problem. But now, luckily that it doesn't attack. But with the Vivian Reed, you can protect it with the Chupacabra and the Jade Light Ranger. So unless Rob has a direct answer to your Planeswalker, this is just a really good outcome for you. So he was out of it.
Of course, except the fact that we know he has... Oh, wait a second. He first follows it up with a Doom Whisperer.
Perhaps he was scared of a negate because Rob had 2 mana open.
Yeah, and if you cast Vivian Reed and you kill the Cackling Drake, and Rob is going to cast one of those Arclight Phoenixes that he has in hand,
then your Vivian Reed dies, and you doesn't know about it. However, it's also at some point you can't care about everything anymore.
No, I know, but he did have the option to cast a bigger threat right now. A smaller chance of him having Essence Scatter than boarding in negate. So yeah, I can see his line of thinking, seeing, okay, I play this big flying creature right now, that's always at least is going to trade with your Cackling Drake. If I can provide, if I can play my Vivian Reed the next turn, having full ground and flying protection for it.
True. However, Rob has his one-off Beacon Bolt. Oh no, actually he perhaps boarded in one.
Yeah.
But main deck, he only plays one. So last round he had only one card that 1-for-1 answered the Doom, the Frample, the Doom Whisperer, and he had it. So that was so punishing. And now he again has it. If he has 6 instants, which I believe he does. Chart, Lava Coil, Opt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes.
Flashback Beacon Bolt.
Discard Phoenix, num.
Oh yeah, that is just perfect.
Yeah, and this is what you're scared of. But now at least he stepped out, so now you can answer that Drake, and now he needs to have a Phoenix, which
Yeah, wait a second.
Yeah, because that is good.
That is
That's good magic.
That is instant sorcery number 3. So Arclight Phoenix also enters the battlefield and swings around for a hefty amount of damage, dropping Yup down to 9 already.
Yeah, he needs to answer Cackling Drake. And then the 15 Reed will take a hit from the Phoenix.
From
that's
the Phoenix,
fine.
yeah.
Because that saves you some life. Then you have the Chupacabra to deal with the Phoenix. I believe he still has Chupa. And then if you can double spell that turn and do something else, that would be great. He also has a Contempt.
But I don't believe he has a Chupacabra, but he does have a Vraska's Contempt.
Dive down on Rob. I think Yup is not long for this world.
Well,
both attack it. I would have liked a double attack.
I know we're rooting for the underdog always, but this is his first Golgari, and I see a victory on the horizon for Izzet.
You are such a.
I'm sorry, man.
Help you then.
I would have loved to see this one play out to a 3-gamer, but it doesn't seem to look like. And then there's the handshake. Congratulations, my champion Rob de Haan with Izzet Phoenix progressing to the semi-finals, victorious over them pesky Golgari.
Congratulations, you beat someone who was mana screwed 2 games.
Thank you very much.
You are so good at this game.
I am so good.
You fought valiantly, you did well, you did your best, and you came close.
Didn't have it.
I mean, if your opponent gives you those cards, of course, it's going to be a tough one. No worries, next time you're going to get them.
Some sore losers right here, as Adanto Vanguard is attacking for 3 damage, but Raymond is already up to 23 due to that Gift of Paradise, as a History of Benalia is the follow-up. And this is a nice board state that Nick is progressing in the first few turns, as Raymond untaps his permanents, and he did cast 2 enchantments as well, so he didn't do nothing, but he has really nothing to show for.
He didn't do nothing.
No, he cast an Search for Ascanta, which is a very, 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 very good card.
Yeah, but...
And he did cast a Gift of Paradise.
I mean, this is 5 damage into 7, 9, 11 damage coming in. I mean, that's a lot of damage.
Yep, but unfortunately for Nick, Raymond is playing Fog. So all that damage needs to be coming in repeatedly for Raymond to take any.
Yeah, but if he's already casting Fogs on turn 4,
that's
what I'm
fine.
praying for.
Yeah.
I mean, without something to give him card advantage, like a Teferi or a Search for Ascanta that's active, then like fogging per turn is just that's your draw step that you throw away.
Yeah, sure.
And Nick is going to cast a Planeswalker, or at some point have some interaction because he has placed, for instance, a negate. You only need 1 negate and then it's gone.
Oh yeah, of course. That's the problem with decks like Turbo Fog. You need to keep pushing on the. You need to keep on cycling those fogs and. Whoa, second copy History unfortunately catches a negate from Raymond's side of the table.
And he has a 3rd one in hand.
Oh, he does.
Boy, that would have been a lot of knights. But the Vanguard is not a knight, but this would be an attack for 11 next turn.
Yes.
I mean, that would mean any Banefire lethal for the rest of the game, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
And he has 1 in the main and 2 in the side, so there's a good chance that he will find one.
And I believe he rode that Lyra or either a Banefire to victory last game, because Nick won that one, and it did look up for him.
Yeah, but I mean, Raymond had an active Teferi and he was in the late game, so it was not like. Nick
he really needed an answer right there at that moment when we zoned out.
Ooh, that's a Cleansing Nova in the hands of Raymond.
Okay.
I believe. So that could be Yeah, that's going to be interesting. This could go all way.
Okay.
There's another third? No, that's... Oh, the Azor's Gateway.
Ace's Gateway, yeah. Right.
It's an interesting card as well. I mean,
Yes, that's
we've
a
not
very
seen that a
interesting
lot.
card. No.
But this, if he can find some way to push through some damage, because the shields are down.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
yes.
this is for 11, as I said.
Yeah, he is tapped out. And
if he has a
Raymond is
land
down
and a
to 4.
Banefire, we can go find a new
Alright.
find a new feature match.
And there is the Banefire. Bam! Alright, Nick takes it down.
Yes.
2 versus 0 versus Raymond Venus on Turbo Fog. Oh my god.
Did you see that in his hand?
No,
he
I didn't.
was slow rolling us. He was just hiding it.
he was slow
Banefire. I
rolling
like,
us.
does he have it? No, he doesn't have it, because otherwise we would have seen it. They're
Oh
like,
my god, that is amazing. That is amazing. As we bring you guys back to the booth, that was our quarterfinals match already.
Yep, that was quick.
Whoa, insane. That was insane. So, we are going to set up for the semi-finals. Because the other 2 matches are still going and we can't move them over to the feature match area, we don't know exactly how long that is going to take. So I can't promise you 2 minutes, I can't promise you 5 minutes, but I can promise you that we will be back as soon as possible with the semi-finals of the Dutch Open Series. Don't go anywhere for more magic.
Took my time and waited in line to find that now it's also love I trust. In places undecided, we've created things that shouldn't be around. We'll figure out a way to shape a world so that we're close to being right. So keep close track of things we like to try and feel the changes in our lives. Let's iron out the creases in our hearts. Create new tools, break the rules, and see for us the only way is out. And it's true that I keep on guessing, right here waiting for it, where I follow the motions of disconnecting loops, where we stood together right before the start, where I tried to capture all that's in front of us. real. Lay me down your lawn, where we stood together right before the start, where we tried to capture all that's in front of us, where we stood together right before the start, where I tried to capture all that's in front of us. And I keep on wasting time without you by my side. And I keep on wasting time without you, and without you. And it's true that all has been done before. You've only been replaced as you stood and stumbled, empty, soothing hearts.
All the time, I'm working real hard, baby, day and night. I've been thinking about you with all my mind. I've been looking for you for over half my life. I've been traveling around the world, searching for that girl I've been chasing for so long. Now I'm bringing you straight home. All the time, I'm working real hard, baby, day and night. I've been thinking about you with all my mind. I've been looking for you for over half my life. Good morning, my sunshine. Your body wrapped in mine. It's time for us to leave, to provide for what we need. All the time, I'm working real hard, baby, day and night. I've been thinking about you with all my mind. I've been looking for you for over half my life. Now this day is almost done. It was cold and felt so long. Now we're driving right back home. In your arms I do belong. All the time, I'm working real hard, baby, day and night. I've been thinking about you with all my mind. I've been looking for you for over half my life. All the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. I need to spend some time by myself, checking these lights, flickering closer and closer, and go and give me something real, something that I can relate to, like branches
breaking beneath my feet and run deep into the night. Ignite my soul in flames and go deeper, always deeper and yet deeper. And I'll try to stay true to what I find and remain in the light of all of these stars moving above me. And ooh, tell me, is this real? 'Cause man, it feels so good. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause it makes me feel so good. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause man, it feels so good. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause it makes me feel so good. This wave is pushing me up high. I'm in for the free ride, picking up its pace even more and go. Look up at me now and where these tunes have brought me, considering where I came from, and run deep into the night. Ignite my soul in flames and go deeper, always deeper and yet deeper. And I'll try to stay true to what I find and remain in the light of all of these stars moving above me. And ooh, tell me, is this real? 'Cause man, it feels so good. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause it makes me feel so good. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause man, it feels so good. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause it makes me feel so good. Makes me feel so good. Makes me feel so good. Run deep into the night, ignite my soul in flames and go deeper, always deeper and yet deeper. And now, ooh, tell me, is this real? 'Cause man, it feels so good. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause it makes me feel so good. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause man, it feels so good. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause it makes me feel so good. 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 I've waited a long time, waited behind the line, saw it changing right before my eyes. I met up with strangers, I tried to twist and turn. Always moving, always more to come, never changing, just a different view. But I'll try to learn from you if you let me in your life. Here I stood behind you, I have the sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you, I have the sunshine out on us. Here I stood behind you, I have the sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you, I have the sunshine out on us. Caught in motion, swaying side to side, forward for hours, subtle change in scenes. I guess all is possible if you step across the line. Here I stood behind you, I have the sun come beside you. I have the sunshine out on us. Here I stand behind you. I have the sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you. I have the sunshine out on us. Behind you, I have the sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you. I have the sunshine out on us. Here I stood behind you. I have the sun come out for us. Here I lay beside you. I have the sunshine out on us. Can we wait until the end of this day? Can I finally just find my way back?
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Dutch Open series. My name is Bas and here is my, well, not rival anymore because you're knocked out of the tournament.
Not rivals of Ixalan anymore.
Okay, so my buddy Brent is here right now. Is at, sorry, this side. It's always strange to see yourself on camera. So this side is at victorious.
It's also strange to see you on camera.
Yeah, let's
we try to avoid it, but
yeah, exactly. Let's have a quick look at the bracket and not our faces. We have René van Hoorn, yesterday's sealed champion on Mono Blue, versus Roald Smet on Jeskai Control, yesterday's modern top 8 player, versus Rob de Haan, yesterday's modern top 8 player on Is It Phoenix, versus Nick Bresser on Jeskai Midrange. This is an interesting top 4 different kind of decks. We are going to see on table number 1 Is It Phoenix versus Nick Bresser on Jeskai Midrange. These players are shuffling and drawing their opening hands, so we can switch over to that feature match area and wait for them to start.
yeah.
Alright,
Nick
with a
making
mulligan.
Yeah, well, we'll wait, no worries.
So, this is a blue-red versus a version of actually red-white splashing a little bit of blue. And we know what he's splashing blue for. It's mostly sideboard
Fairy
cards.
and some negates, right?
Yeah, in the main deck I see Teferi indeed, and 2 negates in the main deck. Those are the only blue sources. So 2 Teferi, 2 negates.
And then Disdain. And the chemist's inside.
Okay, I'm missing half the cards.
This man has a magical deck list. This is just double red, no double white, double red, and some blue splashed in.
Okay.
I like it. Well,
Sure.
the Jeskai mana base is really good. So
Yes,
it is
really
supportable.
good. Yes. And he has some more blue cards in his sideboard, which we will get to if he wins or loses a match against
that
game
happens.
against Is It. Yeah, will that happen?
There's a 50-50.
50-50. All right.
It always is a 50-50, isn't it?
Always 50-50. So, Rob, we know his deck. He is playing Izzet Drakes, proud member of the Izzet Guild, as Nick has kept his opening 6 and is deciding to scry that card to the bottom and opening up with a Steam Vents, an oldie but a goodie.
And you're saying so this Steam Vent is less beautiful than the new Steam Vent?
Yes, I am saying that.
You have no taste.
Why not?
The old one is most certainly better.
Yeah, but isn't that something called preference and things you think you find beautiful or ugly, and that's personal?
You're personally wrong.
Okay.
Yep, sure.
So, a Goblin Electromancer is the turn to play as a Knight of Grace is catching a shock from Rob the Haan as he is scrying, well, not scrying, excuse me, the better version of scrying, surveilling 2, putting nothing in the graveyard and drawing a card of that one.
I want to bet that there's not a Phoenix among those top 2 cards, because if there was a Phoenix, that would have been slammed into the graveyard. Talk about slamming.
Oh, yeah. Slamming an History of Benalia.
Alright, so he just drew this, because if he didn't draw it...
I don't know really how you slam history, but sure enough, here's a 2/2 Knight token.
I had a history teacher, he came pretty close.
Okay,
yeah, he was slamming.
He was slamming, okay. So, we might have to call up your old school to talk about that one. But a radical idea in the end step for Rob, drawing him an extra card, and a Cackling Drake in the main phase, drawing him another card. So, all this time he has been drawing extra cards.
And it's interesting. The block is a interesting choice, because Rob certainly did not expect it.
No.
And that makes it sweet.
Yes.
I like it when someone goes, oh, yeah, well, I can't take it back now, so we're gonna go.
Yeah, I can understand the block. I mean, Nick really recognizes that the value of a mana advantage on every single instant and sorcery from Rob's side of the table, especially alongside the Arc-like Phoenixes, is really an issue.
Yeah, but with the History of Benalia, certainly the second one, that Knight would attack twice for 4 damage, because now it can't attack because of the Cackling Drake.
Yes.
But the turn after it definitely could.
Oh yeah.
So he's given up a lot of potential damage, but he's also, otherwise he can't block next turn either. I mean, you cannot block one time and then don't block the other.
No, exactly.
And with this shock, it seems like he made the correct choice, because he needs to stem the bleeding, and some Cackling Drakes need to die here, because otherwise he's in big trouble.
Yeah, exactly. So a second Knight token of that second History of Benalia, while the first one is triggering its third saga, giving those 2 Knights +2/+1, and only one of these can attack for 4 damage, dropping Rob down to 10, and follow it up with BAM! Lyra Dawnbringer. Now this is a haymaker.
That is a unit.
Yes.
Man, that's gonna be proof troublesome for Rob to answer. But if he has the Beacon Bolt once more, that would be a problem. But he only plays 1, and this is for Nick. This is good. And if he gets to untap, then I think this game is gonna be almost locked up, because he has a negated hand. So that Lyra will not leave the battlefield at all. The Cackling Drakes can't attack unless it's for lethal. But lethal through 5 mana first strike lifelink is going to be pretty tough.
No, exactly.
So, and next turn there's going to be an attack for 8 with the Knights alone, let alone if the Lyra decides to jump in.
Okay, interestingly, the Opt scried in Arclight Phoenix, he chose to keep it, following it up with a Charter Course. Of course, discarding the Arclight Phoenix, but that was not an answer to the Lyra.
Yeah, but he almost has no answers. The only thing, well, he has 2 options: either find a Bacon Bolt or find both a Lava Coil and
something else. Yeah.
So that's pretty difficult.
And he only plays the 1 Bacon Bolt in the main deck,
so
right?
that's why it's almost, and only 2 Lava Coils. He already played a shark, only 3 sharks left. So the chances of that Lyra being killed through spells is going to be very low. However, attacking is going to be difficult with that many creatures.
Yeah, because now those Cackling Drakes also have 5 power of their own. Well, maybe more even. I didn't count the instants and sorceries. So now a double block. Even a triple block even, because you want to calculate in a removal spell from the exercise of the table. So that Lyra, while holding back Rob's attack force, isn't going to be attacking anytime soon.
No, true, and Rob can wait for quite a while, because I mean, Nick can now attack for 8, and that's a very good attack. There is a Banefire in Nick's main deck, so he needs to be wary of that.
Yes, but we did see that one taking down his quarterfinals match.
Yeah, definitely. However, Nick doesn't really have something to go for either. I mean, this Adanto looks nice, but that's a 3/1. That doesn't really match.
Oh yeah, that doesn't do anything on this board state.
Yeah, so he really needs something, because Rob is alright with waiting. Yeah. He has some Phoenixes he can play. Oh,
another Cackling Drake. Well, he keeps the cards
and the
flowing.
Enigma Drake, geez.
And the Enigma Drake. Okay, so this is why it's called Is It... Well, it's called Is It Phoenix here, but Is It Drakes?
That was a nice setup.
Yeah, nice setup for
let
failure.
Yourself. Yeah, exactly. What you know what would be good here? A find finality.
A fine finality, yeah.
Just
Because none of these players can cast it.
because they're all for toughness. It's just nice when you give everything. Like if you give a 3/3 -4/4, it's like that's too much. But if you do give a 4 an X4 -4/4, that makes me happy.
But you know Golgari is out of the race, right?
No, it's not. In my mind, it's still in there.
Okay.
I mean, I have to do. If you look carefully, you can see it there at the top of the screen.
It's
that's
looming
that's
at the top of
Gary
the
being
screen.
here. There's no black and there's no green left in this entire tournament.
No, in this entire tournament, yeah. Exactly.
There's some blue, white, and red as you can see on the board. But the rest, yeah. You know, you have
Right.
to. All right.
So
that's
a
start.
lava coil is taking down one of the cackling drakes, and that is indeed a start for Nick to clear out the way for his Lyra to come through. And Rob is just hoping to find multiple removal spells to get rid of that Lyra on the battlefield.
Yeah, but with the negate of Nick, that's going to be a very troublesome.
Yeah, it is.
Is that something like a
That's-
Phoenix would be insane for Nick? I'm not sure if that could be a. That could be
Rekindling Phoenix or
or a
Banefire?
Banefire. If
Yeah,
that's a Banefire,
that's
I'm gonna be
nuts.
so happy. It looks like it could be.
Come on, Nick.
It's either a Rekindling Phoenix or I think
Oh,
it's.
Banefire.
If it's Banefire, he's not gonna think too much, right?
Oh, he only has 5.
Yeah, but XS5 is enough. That's a Phoenix then. Yeah. And that guard is good.
Yeah, but what were you going to do with Axis 5?
Oh, he still has 6.
He
No,
still
you're
has
right. I was
6
like,
life.
yeah, then he can't count.
Yeah,
it. Sure.
exactly,
That's not-
exactly.
But Phoenix is amazing here because that can just. Oh, he has the shock plus the lava. Oh, and yes, and
and-
this is brutal. Alright, that's
okay,
gonna be
okay,
negated.
that's okay, that's okay. That's going to be negated.
Yeah, but he still has the shock. So, or is that not a shock? No, it's a maximize velocity.
Ah, alright, so that doesn't do any damage, that just gives +1/+1 and haste to a creature
His negate is so
with jumpstart.
brutal.
He was hoping to take down the Arclight Phoenix, but luckily he didn't aim the lava coil at the Lyra, because that would have been brutal.
Yeah, then okay, it resolves shock.
Yeah,
no
and
sir.
then negated, and that's a clear up 2-for-1, and this is just a 1-for-1, and I think both players are, well, of
okay.
course you wanted to resolve, but this is okay, this is perfectly fine still.
And Rob is calculating because he has a shock and a maximized velocity, so he could get the Phoenix out of his yard. But it's
And he can still hardcast one.
yeah, I think this is a little bit better because if this Phoenix dies, then you can always
Get back both of
then
them.
get both
Yeah.
later because you're in no rush. But he's
going for it.
Alright.
Okay, so +1/+1
I think
and
he
haste.
calculated that he has lethal.
Oh, does he?
But he could have shocked. But I think there's no upside to waiting with the shock.
Alright, so Lyra is going to block one of these, putting Nick up to 19 life. So the attack force should be a total of 19.
Yes. So
Oh, no, but,
minus
yeah,
is it Phoenix is
minus-
16. So he needs to have 8 instant sorceries, except for he has a shock.
And he does have the shock in hand.
So he needs to have 6 instant sorceries because that would make 7 with the shock. So that's 14 in total.
Yeah.
Plus 2 is 16. So I think he's gonna have.
Yeah, I mean, if he is doing this, he has lethal, right?
I
Unless he miscalculated grossly. But, I mean, I assume he did the math, because otherwise this attack... Does it make sense
Yeah,
even?
he has 6. So this game is over.
Wow.
There's nothing Nick could have done here. There's so
Yeah,
insane
exactly.
to have that many Phoenix and Drakes is insane.
And he doesn't even show him the shock, so he had lethal on board.
Yeah,
Without the shock, yeah,
that makes sense. That if there
Wow.
were 8 instant sorceries, he would.
Amazing, amazing. Well, we can't show you our backup match because Rob, our sealed champion from yesterday on Mono Blue, already took down game number 1.
Renee, you mean?
Sorry, Renee. I'm very sorry. Renee took down game number 1. Rob sitting at this table,
No,
of course.
you were still right. Rob won, but it was not the sealed winner
Yes.
of yesterday. He's just winning.
Of
but
course is it one.
Only today
Of
winning.
course is it one. Well, let's have a look at the sideboards for these two players. We have seen Rob's sideboard quite a few times right now. And I assume that against this matchup, you would prefer to go maybe a little bit bigger?
The Jeskai is in a weird spot because you don't really know what he's doing because it's not a known deck.
Yes.
So yeah, it's interesting how you would board if you haven't seen that much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they know what they're playing because they all seen each other and they know their friends played against them.
Yes.
So word spreads, but still, nobody knows how many Phoenixes are in this deck.
And funnily enough, going into the semi-finals, Rob was saying, "Oh, I'm playing against Boros."
Yeah, he said that, and maybe he knew that it was Boros plus a splash.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't, because I think Nick is fully Jeskai mid-range. I would definitely call it that if I knew that.
This is full Jeskai.
So maybe he thought it was like Boros with some counterspell side, So it's difficult to see to say exactly what he knows. But what I like from Nick is I think Settle makes sense. Seal Away definitely makes sense. Clarion is not useful. The Banefire I can see for 6 mana you can always kill a Drake, and you need some answers to it, but it's not great. Sealaways I like. Negates I think they are okay, but also not insane.
Yeah, but there really aren't any cards. It's mostly just either small burn spells or card draw, and not even the big card draw that you expect from
not like explosion.
Not explosion, right? So I don't know if negate is a card you want to add, because the creatures that Rob is presenting are more troublesome than the small opts and chart courses.
True, but if he
stuff
brings
like
in
that.
something like the Fire Minds Research,
the
Entrancing Melody, those are big hitters, and those perhaps you do want to counter. And there's also something to say for stopping a certain card at a certain time can be important. But he already plays 2 main. I don't think 3 is a good number to play.
Exactly.
The Disdainful Stroke is insane, and I if he had more of those, I think he would bring them in.
Yeah.
But sadly he's stuck to 1, which is still, it's still nice to have.
All right.
As far as his I think the Sealaways are just really good, because they are good answers to the Drakes.
Yes, and definitive answers to Rekindling Phoenix.
And also
Arclight Phoenix.
Arclight Phoenix, indeed. And they're pretty cheap. I think I like the Settle as well. You can swap out some other removal spells that you have, like a Justice Strike. I would prefer a Seal Away. It just comes out better. So cards like that you can swap around, and perhaps take out some less cards that matter less.
Yeah.
Nick is playing 2 Remorseful Clerics
in the main
deck. If
Yeah.
he had one of those last game,
Oh, that would have been brutal.
all of a sudden that Lyra can attack and Rob can do nothing. He can attack back for 5,
so
which
those
are 5
are
1
staying
4.
in for sure.
Yeah, so
I
what
mean,
a shame that he didn't see. That would have been amazing to have those.
Yeah, and great deck from Nick to put those into his main deck, because both Golgari and Izzet both really rely on that graveyard interaction. I believe only Boros is the only deck that really doesn't do anything with the
There is a
graveyard.
2-mana 2/1
and
who
that's
blocks.
it's still a 2-mana 2/1 flying even. So yeah, interesting choice from Nick. And
I like to see stuff like this. Like, this is a
Yeah.
guy who thought about this deck.
Yes.
And maybe it's not the best. Maybe it is. We don't know.
no, but we
but
do
it's-
know that he made a conscious decision to include these kinds of cards against these kinds of matchup, and even include them in the main deck, because he was expecting these archetypes to be playing against, as both players decide to take a mulligan here.
In the meantime, there's not a lot of action on table 2, so
Nope.
we're just gonna wait it out here.
Yep.
But it's interesting to see that I can't get my head around that René just keeps on winning. It's just really unfair, isn't it? I mean, this is a Pro Tour. He went all the way, like 16 rounds now almost, and he didn't drop a game.
Yeah,
This is
so-
the LSV special.
So let's count. Yesterday he played 7 rounds of Swiss and the top, so that's 10 rounds, and he probably went 8-0-2 in that one.
2
so
ideas,
he went 8-0-2, 10 rounds undefeated. Today he played 7 rounds of standard, drew 2 of them, and now has won a match. So he went 6-0-2 in this tournament
So far.
So that's 14-0-4. So yeah, that's 16 rounds undefeated.
Yep. Although it has taken 4 IDs, so that's quite a lot.
Yes, but those are IDs, and that means intentional draws.
No, but in the Pro Tour, can you draw 4?
I don't know.
That's a lot.
But he went 18 rounds undefeated.
Yeah, I think actually 13, 2-1 is in, so that makes.
I have no idea.
Oh, that's interesting.
But at least Rob and Nick are in on Izzet Phoenix and Jeskai midrange, and they both decided to keep their 6s scrying to the bottom for Nick and to the bottom for Rob as well. This kind of looks like a mirror match, only in mimicking each other's movements, but a Sacred Foundry from Nick and a Basic Island from Rob are the opening lands.
And this is a good start.
Yes.
I mean, in order to beat Izzet Phoenix, I think you can't wait, because the flyers, there are so many of them, and with it's quite troublesome. You have to get in early with some aggression. If you follow this up with a history or something like that, that's just backbreaking.
Yes.
I don't know if he has it. It looks like. Was this the only 3-drop in his deck?
Oh, and that's
Spell
being
Pierce.
caught by a Spell Pierce.
Man.
Yeah, he can't
Nick
pay the
can't
extra
catch
too.
a break.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess so.
I mean, this is like, Rob actually has Dahl. We can also say that.
Can't catch a break. I mean, that is a 1/4 blocker against a 3/1 Adento Vanguard. So yeah, I mean, this perfectly stops the Adento Vanguard.
Because on the draw, he had an answer to the history.
Yeah.
And he found a card to
and
answer the 2 draw.
Does Nick have any action? Because he's just saying draw, go. So let's see.
I think it's a negate that he has. But
2 mana for a Charter Course. That brings that Enigma Drake up to 4 power even now.
I think it's a Chemister's Insight, but he's shuffling them in a... No, it's not a Chemister's Insight.
Right.
He would have jammed that. Alright.
Update on the back table. Roald evens it out with a 1/1.
That's a quick one.
Yes, and he got up to at least 6 mana because he resolved the Niv Mizzet, the Big Daddy himself,
And,
to ride it to victory.
Yeah, that does it quickly. He doesn't mess around.
No, but Niv Mizzet doesn't mess around, but Royal doesn't either, because he does play Jeskai Control, but he plays it very decisively and very fast. So I like to see him pilot that control list. In the meantime, a Lava Coil takes down the Enigma Drake, and we have a clear board state on Rob the Haan's side of the table, resolving a jump-started Radical Idea, discarding a Bacon Bolt.
Alright, and for Nick to catch a break, I think it's important to now not have see another creature enter the battlefield here.
This smells like Arclight Phoenix territory here.
Yeah, but he didn't discard.
Oh, he didn't discard the Arclight Phoenix.
I mean, if I had one, he would have, with the previous 2 discards, he would. So he has a shock, but at the end of Vanguard can just pay 4 life, he doesn't care.
Sure, no.
So, I mean, this is putting some good pressure. There's a seal away in Nick's hand, it's pretty good as well. However, because Rob is just taking damage, he's not casting anything. That's another Bacon Bolt.
Does he only have burn spells in hand right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
So he's going to try, yeah.
And this is just 4 to the face. I mean, you're gonna pay all day long.
Yeah.
Just checking, making sure that it's...
yeah, I mean, you can't target Nick with
in response shock, shock. Oh!
And now...
Did he...
Oh, he let it resolve.
No, perhaps not. You said, okay, you paid it, but...
Okay, you can pay, and we changed the life totals, but it didn't resolve yet.
This is Modern Burn can learn something from this.
Yeah, I mean, this is fun.
And because he has a Beacon Bolt in his graveyard, which he can use, and he has next turn he can do Lava Coil and Shock again, so that then the Vanguard is gonna die. I mean,
sometime Nick is going to stop paying life for that one.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, I would still,
Yeah, at least one more.
Yeah, I would go for
it.
You have the seal away.
That's a Bacon Bolt.
Ooh, discarding a
Arclight Phoenix. I like it. Now you might be inclined to fire off even a sorcery speed spell after that one has resolved. There we go.
Oh, poor Nick. Oh, it's like you have to choose between 2 evils, and you know what he's doing. You know what he's up to.
Amazing.
But yeah, at some point you're like, okay, yeah.
I love this.
I mean,
this is what I came here to see.
Yes, this negate is good. Yes.
Too bad. Now
Lava Coil, the indestructible creature, sure.
Yeah, I mean, now he doesn't have to pay the 4 life, but at least you get your Arclight Phoenix, and he passes it.
And he doesn't attack because the Vanguard. I mean,
that's
also
4 damage.
Yeah,
I mean, not attacking makes it a 4-powered creature.
Oh, that's an Aurelia from Nick. Is it?
Holy smokes!
And that becomes a...
Holy smokes, so it gains Vigilance and +2/+0, so that's a 5-powered attacker.
Yeah, but it's not a... I mean...
What?
That's still 4 life that you have to pay.
Yeah, that's still 4 life that you have
or
to
you
pay.
Have to sacrifice, so that's also possible.
Nah, yeah, he's going to throw the Arclight Phoenix in front of it.
It doesn't have first strike,
no, it doesn't gain first strike, it gains Vigilance. So Nick is down to 4.
Oh jeez, and he has a Beacon Bolt, so that he will use that on the Aurelia.
Yeah,
and then flashback to kill the other one.
Flash it back.
Whatever.
Jumpstart it, yeah. So that one goes to exile, and that one goes to the graveyard, and now empty boards for both of these guys.
But Nick has 1 card in hand, which is not a land, I believe.
Oh, bam! Aurelia,
that's a 2-turn clock.
The top. Oh my god!
Vigilance trample clock.
Okay, charter cost 2 more. Turns.
A
Phoenix.
Why did he discard? I'm not
because
sure.
Because he has a thingy, a Seville 2 draw card.
Oh, a thingy. Thank you.
2 lands down. Is this an instant or sorcery?
I'm completely rooting for anything that's not is it, to be honest. Just I don't give it. If someone would come in and play some mono artifacts, I would.
Or does he have anything to jumpstart? I mean, if he still has a radical idea in his graveyard.
Maybe a radical idea, but I don't think so.
No, he passes a turn. Oh my god,
But this is a vigilance threat as well. I mean.
Yeah, Vigilance Trample
That's
plus
another
2 plus
Adante's
0.
Vanguard.
She can give herself plus 2 plus 0. She is red and she is white. And that's another Adante Vanguard. And these are 2 lethal
Entrancing
threats.
Melody. Oh my goodness. This couldn't be any closer than it is. And Nick is like, really? Entrancing Melody. Is that where it's at today? Alright, so I'm gonna lose to my own card today.
Oh my god, and
That was off the top.
this game. Oh my god. He draws his card? What is it?
Conclave Tribunal?
No, that's the thingy. The
thingy. Thank you.
Yeah, deal damage to your own.
Justice Strike?
Justice Strike, yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
so-
and okay. So the Adanto Vanguard attacked. The Aurelia was marked with 3 damage, so it is only a 4 toughness creature, and then it did 2
5.
damage. 5 toughness creature, okay, sorry. And then it did 2 damage to itself, which was lethal. So that clears the way. But here is... Oh, and now he's going to chain 3 spells together, because that's also a Charter Course in hand, and he kept this one on top.
Yep.
So he's going to cast another one of these.
Does he have 2 Phoenix? Yeah, I believe so.
Does he have 2?
I think, but...
We'll
it's
see
not looking
in
good
just
for
a
Nick.
second. We'll see in
What is
just
the
a
other card? Is
second.
that a cleansing? No. I don't know. What
I can't really make it out.
Is it Glacial Fortress? No, right?
Yeah, that's a Glacial
Yeah, but that
Fortress,
isn't.
and the other one I can't
that's
really
a
make
seal
out.
away still.
Oh, that's a seal away.
Yeah, but
so that's going to.
that
But
wouldn't work on Aurelia because she has Vigilance.
yes,
for
she has
herself.
vigilance,
Oh.
but it does work on at least one of the Arclight Phoenixes. But he has 2.
2?
Does he have 3? No,
does
he
not
doesn't.
have.
Okay, so one of these is going to get sealed away,
Alright.
and the other one is going to get in for 3 damage.
Come on.
Lethal next turn. So can Nick pull off another top deck?
Aurelia of Rekindling Phoenix. Aurelia. Rekindling Phoenix.
And it is.
The Fairy.
That is good enough. Oh boy! Oh, this game is insane.
Like swing after swing after swing. Just go for it, Nick. Just
Holy
jam.
smokes! Holy smokes! And that is a perfect answer to the Rekindling Phoenix as well, because
And
it
then-
doesn't go to the graveyard.
It's not a Rekindling Phoenix, but
I'm sorry, the Arclight Phoenix.
yeah.
I'm too excited to pronounce card names correctly right now.
But it's gonna come back, and it has haste in like.
Oh,
now.
And he can filter to it.
Oh, why didn't he put that on the bottom? Then
Yeah, then he would have drawn Arclight Phoenix right away.
he can just Charter Course.
Oh yeah, Charter
Alright,
Course,
so
draw
this
2.
is-
Okay,
this
so
is
you
good.
draw it anyway. So now you draw it, now you resolve it. And if this resolves, then Nick
Oh,
only
it's a
has...
shock to the face as well.
Oh well.
What
Okay,
a-
so he has
like I'm
multiple lines to victory right now. So
Is he gonna BM and just attack with the Phoenix and then before them
and then-
shock her
and be-
face?
before that, wait, hold priority.
Attack.
Attack the fairy. Does it resolve? And there we see the handshake. Congratulations, Rob, my Izzet champion, piloting this all the way to the finals of this tournament. And let's have a quick look in on how Rob is doing with his back-to-back top 8. Yesterday sealed, he
Renee.
took the whole
Renee.
thing down. Sorry, Renee. And Roald also back-to-back top 8. He lost in the semi-quarterfinals from our modern portion yesterday with mono green Tron, but Renee took the whole sealed tournament down and is now with his mono blue deck on to the semi-finals. Both players 1 versus 1, and this is looking okay. This board state, it's.
It could go either way. There's no interesting melody.
No. Roald has a full grip of cards. Renee has 1.5 threat, and
Roll this mana screw once again.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
That's the
he
reason
already
why.
missed 3 land drops then.
Possibly 2. Renee.
Renee
lost. The
Renee
last
was
one,
on the
so-
play.
Man,
Renee
that's
was
terrible.
on,
That's
okay.
actually one of
That
the
is
worst
actually
jokes
terrible.
of the
Yes,
weekend.
okay.
Oh, and for those who are not Dutch, don't listen to him, please.
No.
It's worse than you think it could be.
Oh, I wasn't even saying that. I mean,
Oh,
Renee
okay.
was on the play.
Oh, and Roll.
and
the life
Roald-
totals were incorrect. So that was,
Okay, well, Roald didn't have anything to show for in this match, so Renee moves on to the finals of the Dutch Open Series. He finds himself again in the finals. Yesterday he took the whole seal tournament down,
did.
and today he is playing the finals with mono blue.
amazing. Just
I mean,
amazing performance.
a deck that we saw Gabriel Nassif winning a Grand Prix with, then it completely went away in the Pro Tour. I mean, it had 3% metagame share in the Pro Tour or something like that, so it fell off the radar completely, but Renee picked it up, and there he is in the finals.
It's
so
amazing.
I know I'm rooting for Izzet. I know I'm rooting for Izzet, and that's also in the finals, but I'm also rooting for a back-to-back champion, 2 tournaments in 1 weekend. If he can pull that off, that is seriously amazing.
Yeah, this has. I mean, I always get excited. I get excited about
These
Magic.
games, man.
That's it's the job, and I do that without the job as well. I just do that.
Yes.
But this has got me so excited. Those haymakers last turn, Golgari versus Izzet before that, you saw it was so close. There were so many. It could have gone either way. Every turn you're like, okay, but if this happens, then there's like even the lopsided. They don't look that lopsided.
No.
Like one land. If you get one land earlier here as Roald, there's a good chance you're going to stay in it.
Yeah, sure. He could have stabilized. He could have settled. He could have done anything that he is brought in from the sideboard. It's game number 3. I mean, he has all these answers, but it wasn't good enough.
And the same with Rob versus Nick. He had Entrancing Melody. Oh, of all the cards that he could have, there was none that was as good as Entrancing Melody. None.
Yes.
I mean,
He's already has a 5 toughness creature, so every removal spell in his deck. I mean, he already spent all his Bacon Bolts.
Yeah, the Bacon Bolts. It was out of Bacon Bolts.
Yeah, I mean, he has 2 in his list, and he already jump-started both of them to get rid of the Lyra.
No, then the Vanguard.
Then the Vanguard, yeah,
or at least try to. Yeah, so that was, he had that, and he could perhaps something like a Drake with haste or something, but it was looking very, very grim.
It was looking amazing. That's what it was. It was looking amazing. And we are gearing up to have a spicy final. Izzet versus Mono Blue. We're going to take a 5-minute break to get our players installed into the feature match area, and we will be back with the finals of the Dutch Open Series. See you soon.
Can we wait until the end of the stay? Can I finally just find my way back? I would like to, and I know you will. So can we wait until the end of the stay? I need a little medicine, and I need it to be you, and I need some kind of medicine, and I need it to be you. Yeah, little lady, you got me feeling crazy, and I can't get my head around it. The way that you move and everything you do, you got me twisted over you. Little lady lover, you got me undercover, and I can't get my head around it. And all your silly smiles and staring in my eyes, you got me twisted over you. Let's lose our minds. Let's lose our minds. You got me on my knees again, and you got me begging you for more. Well, I need some kind of medicine, and I need it to be you. Yeah, little lady, you got me feeling crazy, and I can't get my head around it. The way that you move and everything you do, you got me twisted over you. Little lady lover, you got me undercover, and I can't get my head around it. And all your silly smiles and staring in my eyes, you got me twisted over you. Let's lose our minds. Let's lose our minds. Lady, you got me feeling crazy, and I can't get my head around it. The way that you move and everything you do, you got me twisted over you. Little lady lover, you caught me undercover, and I can't get my head around it. sell me trouble in all forms and structures, seduce and sedate me. Good night to New Orleans. In the morning we meet at the train track, squishing quarters. Lady, let's move. Let's move. And I knew that one day you.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Dutch Open Series. My name is Bas and my buddy Brent is still in the booth with me. Thanks for sticking with me this long. Thanks for putting up with me this long.
It took a lot of effort, but I'm here.
I know. We have our bracket updated with the latest results because we know that Rob, my IZ champion, is in the finals up against René van Horen on Mono Blue. Now, I know we said this before, but René is a Seal champion from yesterday. Everyone who made... Rob also made top 8 with humans yesterday in Modern.
Yeah.
He didn't take down the entire tournament, but these two accomplished Dutch Open Series players are now facing it off in the finals. And I mean, René's story, you gotta give it to him. He is playing for a undefeated position over the entire weekend. If he wins this, he went 16-04.
Yeah, that is like 16-0. That is amazing. That is just beyond comprehension. Winning 16 in a row. That's just over a weekend. So yesterday he finished like it was like 10 or half past 10 or something like that when they finished. And this morning he had to be there at 11 again to start it all over again.
Yeah.
I mean that is some serious toll. That's just comparable to a Grand Prix, but then winning everything.
Yes.
There's
Going undefeated. So the players are already ready in our feature match area and started off with René, our second seed in top 8. So he can start with a Siren Storm Tamer on a basic island versus Rob on EZ Phoenix.
And this is I think a pretty good start from René. He has some early aggression, which is good. I don't think he has a protection.
I don't think he has a third land even.
Oh, then it's a little bit less good than I thought. But he still has he still has a land drop. He has an opt, so he can first play the wildcard Marauder, next turn make that land drop with the opt.
With the opt, alright.
Pretty good.
Alright, so Rob already down with the interaction with the Lava Coil on the Warcard Marauder, exiling that one, leaving the Siren Storm Tamer on the table.
Alright, he has a Norfolk Trickster. He had the counter spell, which is cheaper with the Pirate. He has I forget the
Look
name.
out Disperser.
That one. And he has a 3-drop in his Djinn.
Mm-hmm. So he has a stacked hand and a Wizard's Retort, one cheaper for the Siren Storm Tamer, which is not only a pirate, but a wizard as well. And an Enigma Drake takes the fall.
Alright, so René, if he finds a third land, is going to be big, because he can cast a spell, leave Spell Pierce up next turn, maybe hit another land.
Yes.
The drop has so much interaction. He still has a shock and I believe a Beacon Bolt to go. So I like this.
Yeah, that's the Beacon Bolt. That is for 1 damage, 3 mana, sorcery speed, 1 damage, but it should be enough to take down a Siren Storm Tamer as a Spell Pierce. Oh, and he has another Spell Pierce, so he really wants to leave that Siren Storm Tamer on the table.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a 1/1.
Yeah, sometimes you need a 1/1. So let's see if Rob can tag along some curious obsessions of some sort. Or keep mana open for that Merfolk Trickster to come down on the battlefield in Rob's end step next turn.
The issue is, like, if there was a flip Delver, then this sequence would have been insane, because then Rob would have been at 11.
Oh yeah.
And this attack again and leave him at 8. So that's really big. But now Rob is at 17. If there was a Curious Obsession on this card, that would be a completely different story, because then René would have a full hand.
Yeah.
But now we're looking at Rob being at 17 and nothing has changed. I mean, sure, yes, you stopped everything that he's thrown at him, but there's still a Beacon Bolt to go.
Right.
There's still a lot of going on.
Alright, so these players are discussing that because they have been playing for so long today, they need to take a little toilet break. So we are going off the air for just a few minutes before we bring you back more coverage. But in the meantime, I mean, you were talking about it. This is just a pesky little 1-1 that is attacking through the air. That's not enough. I mean, he already had 3 attack steps in, and he's only down to 17. That's...
Yeah, he still has 4 cards in his hand, so it's not like he's not doing anything. But using a Spell Pierce to protect the Siren Storm Tamer, that's not really like... It's fine, because, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But it doesn't progress you.
Okay.
That's a bit of the problem that you have with the deck. Like, it needs a combination. It needs an early creature together with the Curious Obsession, and then some protection like a Dive Down or a Spell Pierce.
Yeah, exactly.
And otherwise, you need something that hits harder. So you need a Tempest Gem, but that costs 3 mana, so that's a slower plan. And the deck, I mean, he's doing insane with it. So I'm not saying the deck is great, but not good. But it's just it's different.
All right. So our players are ready again to continue their match, as the board state stays the same where we left off last time around. Right, so let's see if Rene can add anything to the board alongside that Siren Storm Tamer, as he counts the number of cards in his hand. So maybe there's a little discrepancy if he already drew a card for the turn.
No, I don't think. Well, they're discussing some.
Counting the number of cards. So
that's what the break does. Like everyone's you're out of it. But sometimes when you need to go to the bathroom, there's no stopping someone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day, and especially for both these players, riding both their accomplishments to at least a top 8 conclusion yesterday. So they've been playing Magic non-stop this weekend, as Rob finds a charter course to draw 2 more cards, and hopefully discarding one of those sweet Arclight Phoenixes into the graveyard. But he has a lot of land heavy hand.
I like what he does here, because that Phoenix wasn't going to come back soon.
No.
So it's pretty good to cast that later on. It's a 3/2. It blocks. That's Storm Tamer.
Sure.
And I don't like countering this spell. That is just... At some point you have to say, okay, that's a Siren Storm Tamer. My counter spell is more valuable.
Okay, but
he knows better.
He chooses. Yeah, he knows better. I mean, he is undefeated with this deck, so we'll believe him when he says Wizard's Retort is taking care of that one. I want this to protect me for the rest of the game. And he has a second copy of Siren Storm Tamer, so he's going to deploy that. Doubling his attack force.
Yeah, but he's gonna get bricked by this
Arclight Phoenix. And I don't really like to see Arclight Phoenixes on blocking duty, but I do like to see that versus 1/1 flyers.
Yeah, because Rob knows that if he goes to the late game, it's not gonna get much worse.
No.
So, and that's Rene now. He has to deploy. I think he needs to deploy this Djinn here. Oh, he's just going to go push some damage in.
Alright, so that's a Merfolk Trickster tricking the Arclight Phoenix into thinking it needs to tap and lose all abilities. And the 2 Siren Storm Tamers coming through for 2 more damage for him.
Alright, I would have expected first to get some more creatures, because then your attack is a bit more, has a bit more punch to it. But this Trickster can attack. I mean, I think, that is a good card. That is a good card.
That is a good card, but you were saying that the Merfolk Trickster can attack through that Arclight Phoenix, and I don't think Rob wants to trade that Arclight Phoenix for a Merfolk Trickster anytime soon, but a Tempest Gem just got added to Renee's hand.
No, a Curious Obsession got added.
The Tempest Gem was already there, but the Curious Obsession,
So what's interesting is he could... the Trickster is 1 toughness too low.
Yeah.
Because what he kind of wants to do is Curious Obsession on a creature where Rob needs to pull the trigger first.
Yeah.
Because now he's going to use that Dive Down offensively, but if there would now be an answer, there is none for Rob, because he has Lava Glow with his sorcery, Beacon Bolt with his sorcery, so Shock wouldn't work. It wouldn't only work in response to the Curious Obsession.
No, so that is it. Yeah, Rob picks them up, and Renee picks up the first game against Rob the Haan. Mono Blue reigning victorious over Isaac Phoenix, as we take a look at the sideboards for these players. And I know you're very happy to see Isaac lose a game on stream right here. But I'm still rooting for at least a 3rd game out of these 2 accomplished players here on the Dutch Open Series. And let's see what Rene can put into his deck to shore up this match 2-0 versus Rob the Haan, as he takes a small look at Curious Obsession to know exactly what it does.
Like, I know what it does, but what does it do exactly?
And I know the interesting question to ask because he has Entrancing Melody in his sideboard.
What happens if...
What happens if I steal your creature with an Entrancing Melody that has a Curious Obsession tacked on top of it, and while you discuss what sideboard cards these players need to put into their main deck, I'll look up the Oracle text as well.
I think I already have the answer. So I'm gonna say that René needs if the entrancing. Oh, you're putting me in the.
I'm putting you on the spot.
So the entrancing melody takes it over. So the owner is still René, but the owner and the controller of the Curious Obsession is still René, because he controls the enchantment.
Yes.
And that means that if Rob attacks with the creature, René gets to draw a card.
Okay, so it's a question of, does the creature gain the ability, or does the creature draw a card? So does Curious Obsession give the creature the ability, or does Curious Obsession have the ability, and does that trigger, and does the Curious Obsession draw your card?
But there's a second question. Curious Obsession also says, when you didn't attack this turn, sacrifice the creature, I believe.
Correct.
Does that mean that...
No, sacrifice Curious Obsession, I believe.
I believe the creature.
We'll see. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. So the creature gets the ability. So if Rob takes it over with an Entrancing Melody, he gets to draw a card. Because it gives the ability to the creature, and he is the controller of the creature.
But as soon as René stops attacking, then the Curious Obsession falls off. Because the Curious Obsession has the own ability that says, if it didn't attack, sacrifice it.
Yes. So that's really funny. So because the ability on Curious Obsession which makes it sacrifice it still checks if René attacked. So that is interesting, and we'll see if we get to see that on camera played out. And I'm sure there'll be a short judge call involved,
anyway, just to be sure,
asking how that exactly worked. But looking at these sideboards, I mean, we got Disdainful Strokes on René's side of the table. He did bring us those Surge Mares versus other aggro decks, but I don't believe the Surge Mares are very good against Phoenix.
Well, that's not a card you can remove easily. Like, yes, shocks are quite annoying because they're so efficient at killing your creatures, but shocks are not so good at killing Surge Mares.
That is true, so it's interesting to see if he would consider that, but at least I see a couple copies of Sleep that I find pretty interesting. I see, maybe negates Disdainful Strokes. What do you like out of his sideboard?
The Disdain only, they take care of the Entrancing Melody, and by now he surely knows that's
and the Cackling Phoenix, of course. But
and
that's
the Drakes, that was the obvious, and the Phoenix also, but not really what you want to be doing. I think he wants to be more proactive than that. Against Golgari, something like that, I see it being more interesting, because they have haymakers like Vivian Reed and Chupacabra that you need to deal with.
Too narrow for this.
Yeah, the negates, I can see them because they're just a little bit more expensive than Spell Pierce, but at least you have more interaction. The Sleep, I can see because sometimes it becomes a race, but I don't think it's that great. You need a certain amount of cards that help you win. Because there's going to be a lot of trading off with the Shocks and the Lava Coils.
Right.
All right. So it's an interesting. You have the Syncopate, which I think the Exclusion Mages are good, and the Warcry Marauder is also good. Yeah. I mean, making sure that bouncing a Phoenix when he finally got into play and then bouncing it again. If he has to pay 4 mana to tap out to get the Phoenix, I mean that's something you sign up for, and it's an extra creature. And with the amount of Shocks running around, I think that's a fine.
Exactly. So on Rob's side of the table, would you consider boarding in those Entrancing Melodies?
Yes.
Because I mean, René is playing so many creatures with and hoping to put enchantments on top of them to power them up and draw some cards. Those are really nice Entrancing Melody actions.
And it is based on converted mana cost, the melody, right?
Yeah.
So that matters a lot. So even if it's a 4, it becomes a 4/4, which gives Ancestral Recall.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It's still only 3 mana to get rid of that.
Exactly. So a turn 2 Goblin and Electromancer from Rob, who is on the play in this game number 2, followed up by
Electromancer is a big deal. Making everything cheaper is very good for.
That's exactly what the card does. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's important. That's interesting. In the upkeep, tap your guy and make it lose all abilities.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So now Rob could choose to fire something off to get the discount.
The discount, yeah.
But he didn't do it, and now he has a Drake, which is really good. I see double Spell Pierce. I see. I think triple Spell Pierce is that? A Curious Obsession and a Djinn and an Island. So
Right, so he can put an island. Did he play his land drop
Yeah.
already this turn? Okay, so no island and Tempest Djinn, so we'll save that for another turn. As the Enigma Drake, just a simple 0-4 on Rob's side of the table, but he does go for the Tempest Djinn.
And that is a man who has a plan.
Yes.
I mean, that's a scary thing to do.
Yes.
Because looking at his hand, he knows like, okay, I need to put some pressure, and this needs to go
Mm-hmm.
right. And if this would be a lava coil, then and it is a lava coil.
it is a lava
This man is
coil.
on
Wow.
absolute bonfire. It's just
Yes.
unfair.
Oh yeah, just first resolve your op. Try have it look like you're digging for more.
Yeah, but it's also just better if you're gonna do it
Of
anyway.
course,
Might
of
as well
course.
do it before.
Yeah. Oh, but
He
now
still has a land drop
he
to make.
has a land drop to
But
make.
does he
yeah.
have a?
Oh, of course he draws it anyway.
Oh,
And he
yeah,
does
the
have the basic
mountain. Alright,
mountain.
alright,
Okay.
Well, otherwise that would have been a move I cannot stand. That is just. Jeez, this
That
is
is testing your luck.
unfair.
That is testing
Yeah.
your luck. Okay, so a 1-mana lava coil due to the Goblin Electro Monster, and now that Enigma Drake is suddenly a 1, 2, 3, 4 powered creature.
As an essence scatter.
And passing of the turn.
And he can suit up that Merfolk Trickster, but it's just gonna get really awkward because that Drake can just stay back and make
Yep.
it so awkward for him. So yeah, René really needs to find either an answer to that Drake or
Exactly.
a way to push through damage, because this is just the absolute best thing that could happen
Oh
for
yeah,
all.
yeah, indeed. As he not jumpstarts, he has a radical idea, draws a card, and then probably jumpstarts it, casting a second copy of Jumpstart, drawing another card. He did have the option to jumpstart it and discarding the Phoenix he just drew, but he chose just to hard cast a new one.
Yeah, he can
But of
still do
course,
it.
he can still jumpstart one of these as he decides to go for a charter course first. Oh, but we're already past the attack step.
It's just a
Yeah,
it's
so-
nice and sweet draw too.
So there's no reason to have your Arclight Phoenix in the graveyard just now, because it coming back, which is fine, but you really want to come it back tapped and attacking.
Yes. This is gonna be very difficult for René to come back. I think he really needs to string together a few good cards.
Oh yeah, this is a really unfavorable board state for René, as Rob already takes down the second game versus René on mono blue. So there you have it. 1 versus 1. These two players.
Down to the wire.
Oh, we're going to get a game 3 out of this one, and Rob is going to be on the play for game number 3, which is a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal.
Yep. And for René, certainly it's massive. And
Yeah.
I'm rooting for anything that's not Izzet, obviously, you know that. But I'm rooting so much more for René personally. Just this is just
his
a
story.
dream, right?
His story is better, right? Yeah.
Yes.
His story
yes,
is better.
Benali can learn a thing or two from this, because this is the true history being
This
made.
is the true history.
If he makes this, that's just amazing. That would have just like solidifies him as one of my top picks for the Players Championship, because this man has 4 top 8s in 4 different formats in the Dutch Open Series in 2018. So
He top 8 Legacy as well,
Legacy,
and Modern.
Standard, Modern, and Sealed.
Wow, so he
has
top
the
8'd
4.
he top 8'd all 4 formats already. So that solidifies him for a clear pick as a champion for the Players Championship this year.
Because the Players Championship, it's gonna be 4 formats.
Yeah, it's gonna be 4 formats.
So and what's more interesting, to give him more information, so it's gonna be Standard, Legacy, Modern, and Sealed. Draft, sorry.
Yes.
Even better. I like draft.
Yes,
All
me
right.
too.
But then the best thing is that once you get to the top 8, the first seed gets to choose which format you play for that quarterfinal, semi-final, final. So he can look at his opponent and say, well, you don't know jack squat about Legacy. Let's play some Legacy.
Let's
Next round,
play
your
Legacy.
opponent, he faces a Legacy expert, and he goes,
We'll play some Standard.
how's your Standard doing, bro? And that's just so sweet.
Yeah, exactly, because we know René is a all format all-star,
Yes.
because he made top 8 in every single format that we host at the Dutch Open Series. So yeah, if he is the higher seed in the top 8 for a Players Championship, then that's his oyster. I mean, yeah.
And like his opponent can't really game him. It's like
No?
it's like, oh, you want a sealed sealed toss, that doesn't help you.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a standard one? Sure, we'll play modern. He's like, sure.
Sure.
I won that one as well, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, okay, goodbye. Yeah, you feel pretty bad about that, don't you?
Right, yeah, so Rene is one of our front runners to be at least, well, if he takes this down, that will be insane, but his story is already turning out to be quite a memorable one for the upcoming Players Championship on the 5th and 6th of January, alongside a Dutch Open Series main event hosted at our regular spot in the Fletcher Hotel in Nieuwegein.
Near
So,
Utrecht in the Netherlands, so
near
everybody
Utrecht.
come and visit. 'Cause it's
reachable,
gonna be amazing.
reachable from Belgium and Germany easily. Even French people we invite over, English people we invite over. Everybody who wants to come is invited into the Dutch Open Series. I mean,
It's called the Open Series.
It's called the Dutch Open Series, but yeah, it's an open series, and it's only Dutch because it's hosted in the Netherlands. Because the entire tournament is hosted in English, of course. Because we have a very wide variety of nationalities playing in our tournament here.
And we see so many international players playing as well.
Yeah.
We have Eric Moyer, who used to live in America, I believe.
Yeah,
He had to,
exactly. He still writes for Channel Fireball, as a fact.
exactly.
Yeah.
Golian, he's a foreign student visiting, studying
Exactly.
in Eindhoven.
Yeah, you see that quite a lot. That the students studying here at different universities playing in our Dutch Open Series. So we have a lot of nationalities going on.
We also have an army base near here in Vught.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
we've had
exactly.
some Americans who
Yeah.
were stationed here who
Yeah.
were playing
exactly.
Magic. It was amazing.
As this game is already firing on all cylinders, because a turn 1 Mist-Cloaked Herald is being answered by a turn 1 Shock from Rob. A
Lava
turn 2
Coil.
Warkite Marauder is being answered by, well, a Goblin Electromancer.
Yeah, and I like this even more. Because he has 2 lava coils, he wants to taunt René to go for it, and this is going to go
Ooh.
really, really, really bad. I
Unless
tell
he
you.
can back it up.
Yeah, but then he needs to have double answer. It's possible, but it's going to be a tough one.
Yep.
Drawing a card is nice. That's an
Of
up,
course.
that doesn't help. He does have 1 dive down, but that's it.
Yeah, okay, so Rob is going to spend 2 cards and René is going to spend 3, as a matter of fact, because this dive down... Oh, no, wait, it's a dive down and those are sorcery speed.
Oh,
that does work.
That is
That does
insane.
work.
Oh, if he gets to do it again,
No, doing it,
Yes.
yeah.
so that means he can
Alright.
attack again, and then
Yeah.
that's when the train starts going.
Oh,
Does he
yeah.
have another Curious Obsession?
He
It's like
does have
Island,
an
Opt,
Alt and a Merfolk
Trickster.
Yeah,
Alright,
Merfolk
that's
Trickster.
fine.
Right.
Alright, so he has an Opt and he has 2 draw steps.
This
with
is
the
a
Curious
shame. This is a shame.
Oh man.
He surveilled Niv Mizzet, the Big Daddy himself, into
oh,
the
wait.
graveyard.
Oh, I meant the shock that Rob just and drew off the top. That's
No,
pretty good.
I meant Niv Mizzet in the graveyard.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the shock from it is really good. Oh, that he kept that. That is good.
Right.
Because
So.
this could be a shock in the upkeep. Yeah. And that's the Wizard's Retort.
Oh, that's a Wizard Retort. He drew
Whatever
from.
it's called, I don't
Yeah,
know. I
Wizard's,
don't care.
Wizard's
Yes.
Retort. Wizard's Retort. And although that one isn't a wizard, I mean, this opens up the lava coil on the next turn.
True.
But because he has to pay full value here,
Yeah, but if he now draws an island from the top
he has an
into a
island
dive
already.
down. Oh yeah, now just dive down, spell
Okay,
pierce.
this needs to be a dive down.
Yeah, dive down, dive down, dive down, dive down.
This needs to be a dive down. It's not. It's a
not a
Merfolk
dive down.
Trickster.
It's not a dive down.
So unfortunately, Warkite Marauder down.
But he
we-
got his value.
Yeah, yes he did. Yes he did. But now we have 2 Merfolk Tricksters
That's 4 burn spells in the first 4 turns.
Yeah.
That's just
against a 2-1.
and he's playing 6.
Against a 2-1.
No, he's playing the full 8 now, I think. So he's
Alright.
playing 8 removal spells that he can cast, and he already drew 4 of them. It's just
Wow.
unfair for
He's
René.
already through half of his removal spells, and the funny thing is, I mean, look at René. He can't even hold his cards, and Rob is down to 2.
Yeah. The Curious Obsession is a good card. So
Oh my God.
now it's interesting because he has the Djinn,
Yeah.
but he can also just go for Trickster and Trixies.
And now he drew another copy of Curious Obsession.
Yeah, he did.
Alright, and this
is
this-
that not a Wizard's Retort again?
I don't. No.
This card looks like.
Yeah.
Is that a?
Yeah,
can we-
that's Wizard's Retort. Yeah, you're right. That's Wizard's Retort. And this Merfolk Trickster is a wizard, so now he gets a discount on the upkeep of Rob. Tapping down the Goblin Electromancer, he says no discount for you for the rest of this turn.
And this is really good because he did that. then the casting instant sorceries becomes less attractive to Rob.
Yes.
And he has the Wizard's Retort open in case an Enigma Drake or something else that he needs
Oh
to
yeah,
counter.
exactly.
So it was good timing to make sure that he cannot have anything profitable this turn.
Yeah.
And he can do it next turn again.
So, and this is probably the reason why this man is maybe even going back-to-back wins.
Yeah, it seems like such a small thing doing that in upkeep, but it isn't.
Yeah.
That's a lava coil. Jeez, this man has it. Oh.
Yeah, but this is
I
the
think
Wizards.
I'm fine. No, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, you can recast another Merfolk Trickster if you want in the end step.
You got my 2/2.
Yeah. But he's like, no, I want to keep attacking. I want to keep this pressure on, and if I draw a land, I want to commit 2 more
Tempest-
threats to the to the battlefield.
This actually. Oh, he's going to say go? No, right?
No, he's asking cards in hand probably.
Alright. So now the Jin and then Trickster
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Jeez.
All right.
Alright, so that's a 5/4 and a
Well,
2/2. That's 7.
You're saying it not on purpose, but yeah, maybe GG.
Oh no, that was not my intention. We're not calling early GGs. We're gonna go for the full.
All right, so
that's a Bacon Bolt.
Bacon Bolt.
This
Discarding Arclight Phoenix. Okay, this could get interesting. Can
Nah.
he chain these spells together? I don't know what that last card in hand is for Rob.
Alright, this is interesting. In response, he could Merfolk Trickster to give Rob less of a shot to be able to recast that Phoenix. So,
indeed.
so he was like, okay, I'm gonna cast this anyway.
Okay, so he's going to discard a mountain.
So he's gonna
to
draw a
jump
card.
start.
Is this? Oh, drum roll, please.
Is it an instant or sorcery? Let's see. This all resolves. So
and
now the stack is empty.
And then
Jesus,
this
wow.
man is
He knows
and
how
he
to
has
draw.
second Phoenix.
Yes, he knows how to draw. He knows how to draw.
Jesus Christ, this man.
Oh my god.
And I like the 1 attack, 1 block. Just to get some, to not lose into tempo.
Wow.
Like if René would have a Curious Obsession, it would be really good if he could attack with it. So this is a really good attack from Rob as well. Come on, René, something else
my
than
God.
that. This man was like, okay, he's out of cards. René is going to deploy 2 threats. This is going to be, Rob really needs to draw. He did. Okay, he did.
Yeah, he did. He drew himself out of it perfectly. I mean, come on.
You should attack here with the Tricksters, right?
I believe so. You're not going to block with him.
Yeah.
Depending on what he drew and if he can take the extra hit from the Goblin Electro Monster, but yeah,
You have to.
you kind of want to keep the pressure on.
With 1.
Yeah, he really needs to
Curious. No, why would
block Obsession. Haha. No, he really wants to be able to block that Goblin Electro Monster.
he? Yeah.
So yeah,
sure,
he does.
Sure.
Yeah, and Rob's like, yeah, sure.
Alright, but I think René's creatures are more important because he has a Curious Obsession he needs to sleeve up.
And there's a replacement Goblin Electro Monster. And
That's
that's
a
it.
Siren Stormtamer and a dive down.
So not really doing the
If
trick.
he had a dive down last turn,
Oh
then
yeah.
he could have. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that would really make a major swing, but
so
yeah.
he had 4 dive downs and he had 3 Curious Obsession left.
He's
So
taking down half his life total. We might be moments away from Rob taking this down.
Tempest Jin.
Oh, that is
No,
a big
Exclusion Mage.
Exclusion Mage. Okay, so not as big as Tempest Jin, but yeah, sure, still a good card to have. Stemming the bleeding a little bit, being able to trade off with a Goblin Electro Monster, and even if you use a dive down, you might even be able to save it.
Yeah, but attack. Come on. What are you gonna do? Block. Jeez. No shock from Rob. If that's a shock, I'm just gonna.
No, he still has
can
the
Siren
Silence
Storm. I
Storm
know,
Tamer, yeah.
but still, if that would have been, if he draws the
No,
shock,
it's just a mountain, just a mountain.
for 3. Alright, it makes sense.
Right, I go to 2. Let's
Is
see
that
what
a
you have.
beacon? Oh, that's the
That's the Electro
What's
Monster
the
that
other
was
card?
Exclusion Maged. A land.
No, I believe it's still 1 card that not
Alright.
a land in his hand.
Alright, 1 non-land card left
Okay,
in
but he
Rob's
can't
hand.
attack. That's a land.
Oh,
and
that's a
dive down.
land off the top.
He's not dead on board. Alright, so there's no reason to play the land. Just keep Rob guessing and
Yeah.
pass the turn.
Yeah, pass turn, he does so.
Alright, now let's see what Rob has in hand because I couldn't get a good look at the last card. That doesn't help. There's a mountain.
Alright, we're going to see this. Oh, a second
That's
copy
the
of
absolute
Arclight Phoenix.
best card he could
yeah,
have.
man.
Oh my
The hits
God.
keep on coming
man
for
is a
Rob the Han,
god.
and he attacks with both of them, and René can do nothing but extend the hand here. The writing's
It
on
is
the wall.
all over Red Rover.
All over Red Rover, indeed. He's
Boom.
just extending the hand like, do I have it? Do I have it? Yes, I have it. So congratulations, Rob, for taking down the standard tournament. Is that victorious over everything? I did pick the right team this time.
That's
Yes.
the first. Alright, I'm
Yes.
still 2-1 in
Okay,
overall, so it's okay.
I'm going to wave my flag. I'm going to wave my replica flag.
Get that filthy thing out of here. Alright.
All right.
Congratulations. It was an amazing run.
It was
Rob.
indeed amazing. So, this was an amazing tournament. Rob took it all down. He went top 8 yesterday with his humans list in modern, and now again he took the whole thing down on the back of his Izzet Drake's Arc-like Phoenix. What a powerhouse.
Amazing, right?
That was insane. That was insane. Alright, so that's the end of our tournament.
No winners interview?
I
think we should with Rob,
yes,
right?
I mean a double top 8 and now a win, so we're gonna have to invite Rob over to our booth for a short interview. So we're going to take a 2-minute break, invite Rob in here, hear what he has to say about his win, and we'll be back after these short messages.
Don't fear to fly or break your fall. We're in control, so the only way is up. I took my time and waited in line to find that now it's also love I trust. In places undecided, we've created things that shouldn't be around. We'll figure out a way to shape a world so that we're close to being right. So keep close track of things we like to try and feel the changes in our lives. Breathe out love, connect our thoughts. Let's iron out the creases in our hearts.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Dutch Open Series. My name is Bas and this here is Rob. Rob, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Izzet Drakes. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
I've been holding this token the entire day, holding on to it, hoping that you would ride it all the way to victory, defeating Golgari in the top 8 already. That was an amazing match to see. I mean, your opponent was a little bit mana screwed, I believe. You
guess
got
so,
a
yeah.
little bit lucky, but I mean, you don't win a tournament with not being lucky once in a while.
Definitely.
So Izzet Drakes. I fell in love with the deck the moment I saw it. How did you come to pick the deck for this tournament?
Same as you.
Yeah.
I saw Arclight Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I just jammed.
Yeah.
I've been playing it on Moto ever since the card came out. I'm
Okay.
up like 300 tickets on the deck.
Wow.
So and I bought them for €2 as well. So yeah, I love the card. I love the deck.
Early
It's my
adapter.
play style.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's definitely my play style.
Congratulations on the top 8 yesterday as well, because your modern deck of choice was humans. You rode it all the way to a top 8,
Top 8,
4?
yeah. I
Top
got knocked
8.
out in
Got knocked
the
out in the
quarters.
quarters, right. So congratulations with that as well. But now
Thank you.
victorious with your Izzet Drakes deck. So the deck must have been treating you kind throughout the tournament. And
Yeah, definitely.
We saw some really interesting plays and some really interesting top decks even. I mean, we got lucky in some positions.
Definitely.
And things went back and forth with entrancing melodies.
Had
on
some great
stuff,
games.
And wow.
Yeah, yesterday my best play was definitely turn 3 Grizzlebrand as a human player. Gorias ventured it into play and I had a Violent too. and he didn't know about the image.
Yeah.
So I imaged it. He got to sack his. I didn't have to sack mine, of course. So that's a draw 7 and a lot more.
Wow.
And today I entrancing melody. My opponents didn't miss it.
Yeah.
So,
Nip miss it even.
Yes. So
Oh,
that
wow.
was pretty good. Pretty good.
Wow, that is an amazing play. Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, your opponent gets to draw 1 card of it, I guess.
That's
for-
a
for
fine
you-
trade-off.
A fine trade-off for a Nip miss it of your own. So, how are you liking the tournament series?
Yeah, it's great. Actually, when I walked in yesterday, Charlie asked me like, "Don't you know how this works?" Because I didn't.
Okay.
I think I played one and got knocked out really early and
Yeah.
went home. But
Okay.
this weekend, well, I've got some more time for Magic now and
Nice.
decided to play and it worked out.
It's paying off. It's paying
Definitely.
off. All right. So we are going to see you back in the 5th and 6th of January. You're going to have to play Sealed. You're going to have to play Standard. You're going to have to play Modern and Legacy.
I just heard.
Yep. How are you feeling about all 4 formats?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice mixture.
And you know Legacy also a little bit?
I've played it in the past a lot.
So you should
not
be
much
safe.
anymore, but
You should
I
be
can
safe.
prepare.
All right. Well, congratulations to you. As
Thank you
we
very
are
much.
going to thank our entire coverage crew, my co-host Brent, of course, Jan, Koen, Michael, and Joost on our coverage team. Of course, our sponsors Ultra Pro, Titus Lunter and Susanne Helmich for designing and being here to sign playmats, sign cards, make altars. That was amazing. Thank you to the Spellenspektakel for being the host of this tournament, and of course Charlie Trabach, our TO, for organizing the entire thing. Thank you, Rob. It's been a delight to have you here,
Thank
and
you
we'll
for your
see you.
support.
Yeah,
I like it.
Is it all the way?
Love
and
it.
we'll see you back on the 5th and 6th of January. This is Bas signing out. See you then.
And without you, and it's true.